We live? Hello, everybody watching. Welcome to Penny for a Tale. We have an awesome show tonight. We're running Pathfinder Age of Ashes. We're currently about 2/3 or maybe halfway through the first book out of 6. But I kind of want to just jump right into it so you can get an idea of what's going on. We're going to be using Fantasy Grounds, if you're familiar. If you've seen previous episodes, they're actually one of our sponsors. So big thanks to Fantasy Grounds and Smiteworks for sponsoring us. If you like what you see during the stream, go to fantasygrounds.com and try them for free. Also, another shout out to the Only Sheet. We've been using their sheets to do character creation. They're super great. Another awesome sponsor of ours. And Michael Gelfi on YouTube. So without further ado, let's just introduce characters and then I'll put us in the scene. So let's start with Mitch.
Hello, my name is Mitchell, one of the players here for Penny for a Tale. And I am playing Moth, who is a curious Leshy interested in the world and desperately trying to figure out how to lead humanity to a better place. End quote.
All right.
Insight
and how
check.
about Mr. Smith?
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. I'm playing Rune Ravenswood, a human wizard who has aspirations about magic and the way it works in this world.
All right. And Spence?
Hi, I'm Spence. I live here. And I am playing Monica, a halfling independent contractor who is a loss prevention specialist and somehow has won the trust of this town and a clan of goblins, and I just adopted baby wargs.
All right. And then Alex.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. I am back here, Penny for a Tale. I play the director, who is a gnome bard, who is both a part and observing his art as it is created in front of him and also played out. And, you know, there's a whole thing. Glad you're able to make it. Excuse me. Check me out tomorrow on my Star Wars game on this same channel. Yeah, looking forward to it.
And last but certainly not least, Jen.
Hello, my name is Jen. I am on the internet as Savage Sparrow. I run a really cool website called savagesparrow.com where you can check out sweet, nerdy apparel. And we're doing a sale now, so check it out. I play Reka, who is a lizard folk druid with a mysterious origin story. And she is trying to figure out what is pulling her to this destination where the rest of the party is, presumably. But yeah, it'll be... I was supposed to come earlier, but bad things happened, but now we're okay, so I'm excited to play. Yay!
Woo!
Woo!
All right, so we're going to pick up pretty much right on the heels of where we left off last session. If you guys remember, Rune, the director, Moth, Monica, and Calmont, you've reached a dead end. That's apparently not a dead end. And I think as we left it, everyone was looking down this seemingly never-ending hand-carved tunnel. Calmont seems sure of what's in store if you guys wanted to go down the tunnel, but as far as you can tell, there's not safety guaranteed. So,
So Monica was she's injured. She looks injured, right?
yes.
Hurting.
Yep, and Calmont's there, and it
And I'm
sounds like
still
in the
coming off
hallway-
of angry.
Yes, much angry. Alec has stopped fighting. Those skeletons that seem to be closing on you guys, it's pretty much fallen silent.
I will go check on Alec.
All right. If I don't know if you guys can see the map where your tokens are situated. Rune, as you head out, open that door again. Luckily, Calmont hadn't barricaded it. Alec stands in front of a pile of bones and rusty, broken armor. He seems to have managed it. He's pulling bone meal and dust off of his bloody face. Well, I think that's covered.
Everything all right?
Yeah, sorry for the theatrics. I know you guys probably could have handled it. It seems we have a visitor.
Excuse me?
Someone's trying to come into the keep.
Right now?
Yeah, well, they didn't seem very patient. I didn't let them in, though. Figured you'd want to speak to them first.
That'd be preferable, yeah. Let's just go talk to them.
Very well. I'll meet you in the wall.
All right.
Rune, where are you going?
Someone's here, apparently.
Oh, so we're not going down the creepy tunnel.
As I recall, the creepy tunnel led back to somewhere. Town?
So I figured. No doubt in that direction, Calmont says.
But you don't know for sure.
No.
Well, no, of course not. I've never been there.
No, I was asking Calmont.
Oh.
Obviously, you've never been there.
No, I know Voz. She'd do something like this.
Just because you know somebody doesn't mean you can always trust their actions. I mean, look what got you here.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm going to tie you up now because I don't freaking trust you at all.
He's not going to object to that.
Yeah.
He's about resigned. So the director, Rune, I know you two are probably going to head to the wall.
Rune was invisible when we left off.
No.
Actually, Moth's potion probably wore off.
That's what I meant, Moth.
Pretty soon. I don't remember the duration.
Yeah, because he's kind of leaning against the wall, watching.
But Rune was going to go to the door of the keep to see who this person was, right?
To the door, you
Yeah,
can
he's
also go to the battlements and speak.
All right, I'm going to go with you because I want to see who this is. And yeah, just going to go with you.
All right, Monica, Moth.
I'm going. I'm taking Calmont with me.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Taking Calmont with. Very well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This little jerk is not getting out of my sight.
He's been a squirrely little bastard.
He might get a kick out of thinking you guys think he's ambitious enough to have an escape plan.
Oh, well, I think he's ambitious enough to make Rune think that he's going to kill himself and then just run.
Yeah.
And book it.
It's just halfling's luck. All right, so the image in the adventure opener, that's Citadel Altarian. That's where you are. The signal fires on top are no longer raging like you see in the picture. It's just light smoke as your heads poke out. Before you, in the stone courtyard before the entrance, stands this lizard folk. Some of you might even recognize her from that strange dream the day you arrived. Not even a week ago, but it seems so long ago. Jen, why don't you describe what your character looks like? What they might be doing.
So she is basically designed kind of like a humanoid version of a bearded dragon. Or yeah, I think that's what they're called. Because those are really cool lizards. And she is you know, her armor and what she's wearing are very much just kind of made up of like found pieces and trophies and like dead animal skins and lots of bones and things that are like probably still half rotting. Like she has like some trophies like tied to her waist or whatever of just whatever the fuck creature she happened to shank along the way. And she seems to be like studying this necklace and looking between it and at the building and then at it.
It's a long way down, but Monica, you can make a perception check for me. It's pertinent. I mean, all of you can if you'd like.
One moment. Oops. Well, yeah. Yeah.
All right. This is you, Alex says. He's going to go take a break and sit somewhere up on the battlements. He's not one to question. Reika, you see up above.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long way up. You see a few people looking down towards you.
Can I do perception?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Director, you notice this amulet. Moth, you do as well.
On Reika?
Wherever it
I'm
is
gonna
held.
send Corvus out ahead of him just to get an overview.
Yep.
So where do I notice this amulet?
Wherever Reika's holding it.
Oh, okay.
On
It's
the
on,
neck
it's on
or
her.
on her
Okay.
hand.
Yeah.
Is it on your tail?
No.
Don't look at her tail. That's like.
It seems to be levitating.
Yeah.
Corvus will see this with a low check, but it's hovering and pointed straight towards the door.
What do I notice?
So you see a human, some other creature, some other humanoid up there, along with
Whoa.
perhaps a halfling or a gnome or two
Hey,
halflings,
Rune
two
looks
gnomes.
normal-ish.
So a bunch of small people
Yeah.
and
Okay.
medium people.
Okay. But my necklace isn't pointing at any of them, right?
Nope, straight into the door, which
All
you
right.
have been told by the knight guarding the castle that the door has been barred, and there are goblins on the other side ready to rip your face off if you tried to enter without permission. So the place looks occupied.
Occupado.
All right. Does it look like there's any way to talk to them beyond just yelling?
If you have a
Like-
spell for it,
Well, let's just do
I
yelling. I think that's the best
think I
bet.
do. Okay.
Was that Monty Python like back and forth?
Yeah.
black charisma check for speaking in body language.
I told him we already
I'm a
got
lizard
one.
folk druid covered
Smells
in
of
body parts. What
I-
makes you think I have high charisma? Anyway, I guess like she would kind of like look at the door and then the thing and then just kind of, be annoyed.
Director's waving like.
Hi.
Does one of you keep this keep?
I mean, I guess I could. Hey, how are you? Who are you?
My name is Reika. Let me inside.
That's a really good name. I'm gonna write it down. I will keep you like on the books, just FYI. Solid name. Name is Reika, guys.
I heard
Don't
that.
understand what any of that meant. Are you going to open the door?
Are we gonna open the door?
Rune will just look down. Why are you here?
I was led here.
By what?
Or what?
Or what?
I'm
Or what?
hunting something.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm hunting something.
Oh, and what might you be hunting?
I don't know. I'll know it when I find it.
I like it. I
sounds
like
fun.
the story. I like where
That
it's
sounds
going.
par for the course.
So Monica just like rolls her eyes and takes Calmont and brings him back to the goblins and tell the goblins to watch him and not let him escape.
Yeah, I look down at Reika. Truly, if you seek any of these, know that they are mine, and I will stand between you and them in whatever oblivion you would keep them from.
In general translation, what it is saying is that if you try to mess with anyone in here, it will stand in the way and eat you.
Do I recognize Moth's voice?
No, so you don't
Okay.
know Moth. I actually don't think you know any of these characters yet, but you do know Moth is a Leshy.
What does that mean to me? Because
Means he was born from the magic of a druid, but something about him looks
Something went wrong.
wrong.
So now, are these? Does that mean like under normal circumstances, I'd be like, "Yo, what's up?" Or is it like abomination, filth, like?
Yeah. That's hit or
Oh,
miss with
yeah.
Leshies. There's,
Yeah, I think it could go either way, really.
yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm not a druid of the forest. I'm one of weather, so I kind of feel like if I gave a shit about plants, I'd have more of a problem.
Got the wrong druid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you on the ocean? No? Okay, not my problem.
Yeah, I have an oil rig. Does that change anything?
All right,
You
Monica.
monster!
After dropping off Calmont, is there anything that you're doing?
I am going to ask one of them to wrap up my wound.
Okay.
And then tell them there's someone at the gate. We might let them in.
So, in response to Rune, she would just reply with, like, none of you are my quarry.
That's good to know. I appreciate that. I mean, in fairness, would you tell us if we were?
You would know. I'm
Alright,
not
then.
exactly subtle.
Fair.
Gates open. Other side.
You may penetrate our keep. Come in.
Sweet. So about a half dozen goblins are on the other side. They look like they're holding this place together.
Rune will head downstairs to meet up.
Yeah.
You
They're
will
guards
not hurt any of these goblins.
of sorts. So Monica, you're speaking to Reika,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So interesting thing. You guys maybe this doesn't shock you much, but maybe your hearts sink at the sight of this. But those amulets you both have, you'll learn as they snap towards each other and then they meet inches apart when you guys hold tension in the bands. They're identical,
Who?
just different colors. Your amulet
Oh.
and Reika's amulet look to be the exact same.
So I'm like, you won't hurt any of these. Whoosh!
Yep. They hold each other just inches apart, levitating, both with their own character, trying to meet. And you realize now that the shapes are so close together, you realize that in a way that they would fit within one another. But whether or not you want to see what happens when you do that remains to be seen.
Where did you get that?
Hang on a second.
I don't remember where I got mine either.
It was
Hang
Target.
on.
Target.
Monica, you got that amulet in a market.
It's like I know it wasn't at Michael's.
And you thought it was you thought it was an artifact, and then you thought it was a counterfeit. So you went to go find the guy, but he already left town. Later, you found out it was magical, and it led you to this place.
So
How'd you
this
convince
is
her?
one of those things where like Reika responds by like leveling her spear and it's like, yo!
Oh! Yeah, I think
I imagine
half-dozen
that all
goblins will match
of
your
the goblins are
contribution.
like, you want to do what now?
Yep. Weapons and broken table legs are drawn.
And I put my hand out and I
Yep.
tell the goblins to calm down. As you can see, I am among friends here.
That matters not to me. I've been hunting the thing that has killed my people.
What has killed your people?
Whatever lies at the end of this amulet, if it's you, then I will give my life either killing you or trying.
I don't remember hurting any massive group of people. I think I hurt a skeleton. And somebody's pride. That's about it.
How would I? Why should I believe you?
And I look around. I hold my arms out to my surroundings, and one of my little warg puppies comes by my feet, and I pick him up and I start petting him. I'm like, I don't waste life.
Then where did you get the amulet?
I bought it. It had appealed to me in a certain way.
Why?
I like dragons. Do you like dragons?
Dragon? What makes you think it comes from a dragon?
The color. The feeling.
Ian?
I am
So,
making this
suddenly-
shit up.
Okay.
The two amulets, the claw shape, they actually drop. They release the tension,
Mhm.
and they appear mundane for a while, as they tend to do. They switch back and forth.
And I back up.
Is Rune and I down at this point?
Yeah,
Like,
you
down-
guys are. I think everybody's here.
Okay.
We're just in the main entrance.
Hello.
The
Hello.
Oh, there's some tension here.
Yeah.
Did you find your quarry, Reika?
Yes. She's like literally pointing a spear at the other person.
Yeah, pointing a spear down because
Yeah.
I am a halfling and I am short.
Oh, okay.
And I have a
All
little
right.
wart. And then where's my cat?
What lore do I have?
Come be my word puppy real quick.
Let's see.
Are you looking for lore to do a necklace thing?
Yeah, I want to know if basically if I would know, like if I would have a way of, like knowing to believe her, or if this is bullshit, or like, does it sound plausible? Like,
Right.
What is similar to
From my perspective, did Rune see the necklaces pull taut?
Yes, you saw them release as well.
Detect magic immediately.
Perfect.
And I would like to do a lore check on the necklace as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and Arcana would follow if they ping. Or Academia, whichever is appropriate.
yeah.
Or local gets you nothing. The director about these amulets, but in a way that could help it. Help you narrow
Does
it down.
nature, like, would that help me if, like, this looks like it came
I'll let you
from-
use it for yours.
Okay.
And also, Pathfinder2e did a different thing where, like, Arcana does not encompass all of magic. Divine can use religion. Druids can use nature. Because that's how their magic works, and not all
Yeah.
magic is just arcane.
Plus, like, if she's claiming, like, it's from, like, a magical creature, like, that was my logic there.
Yeah.
Spence, your character's pronounced she, her, is that good? Or...
Yeah, her character.
Okay.
My character is she, her.
Okay, cool.
Ian,
Yes.
do they ping magic?
They are magical. Yes.
All
both of
right.
them.
Would an Arcana, a lore academia, an occultism, religion, or nature work?
Do nature.
Nature. All right.
I got 19 total in here.
Yeah. So you know roughly what this amulet is about, but
Oh,
you've never been able
yeah.
to find. Wow. Rune, your skill was very low. Result. I got to remember to enforce the tower more. But yes, Moth, you'd be the first one to point this out. The difference between the two amulets is one is shaped like a golden dragon claw, and the other is shaped like the claw from a bird of prey. Very subtle because you can't tell the difference in the size of them. They're both golden, but that might have different implications. Reika has the one that is the bird's talon, and Monica has the dragon's claw. But it's just one finger of the claw. So they look very similar.
Raker, you are the bird. Monica is the dragon in this case.
Yes.
How very
She's a
interesting.
lizard. Oh, the amulet. Okay, got it. No, never mind. Sorry.
Bird.
Okay, all right. She looks like a lizard.
Listen,
Her name is Margo.
Slight little differences.
No, her name's Rika. Her name is Margo.
it doesn't change the fact that this amulet was made to point directly to threats against the Yakushe. Something I've been forced to run from for my entire existence, and now it's here. And I'm done running.
What is this
I'm sorry,
thing
what was-
that seeks to destroy you?
I don't fucking know.
So the party, you will have heard this now for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
This is a clue. The Yakujae. Ekujae. Something
Any
to follow up on.
lores or
Yes, that would be whatever the equivalent of knowledge geography is.
Can it be local lore?
geography?
You try.
I'm always gonna try.
Bard it up.
Is there geography?
I mean, anything can be a lore.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing on lore local. I guess there's also a check to just recall knowledge, but when in doubt,
Yeah, I think
in the library.
I think local has been replaced by society in general.
You can make a society check. Yep. If anybody has society, the Yakuza.
Oh, I mean, I do.
How do you?
Who let you out with people?
Lots of people. Yeah, because T means trained, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why not?
You do know who the Yakuza is. You didn't just
No.
didn't just roll the dice on that one.
Be really awkward. I don't know. I just lived there for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention much, though.
All right.
Can relate.
So suddenly, both of your amulets, they slowly pull up, holding full tension instead of just floating. They just direct you down the hallway.
Ooh, they're doing something, guys. Guys, they're doing something.
Well, let's follow.
Agreed. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, let's see where the horribleness goes. Yeah.
To hell
So-
and beyond.
Get angry, lizard person. Get angry. This is it. Urgh.
That sense of progress, unfortunately, is short-lived as it leads you directly to the rubble where the staircase was.
Ah, but.
Huh.
Wants you down the stairs.
Is this where we just came from? Like, did we just come from like the? I forget. Sorry. Where?
The basement.
The
crypt
basement. Okay. All
is
right.
leading you.
Are we all going down?
Let's
Are we all
go.
gonna do this?
Yeah, if you take the back exit to get into the caverns that lead to the crypts below, you'll find that it leads you again, trying to take you lower into the crypts through that pile of rubble that you yet can't make your way down.
Let's go.
But we still have a fairly injured Monica. Just remember that we were kind of at a point where we are either going to take a break or we were going. I don't know. Just keeping us in mind.
I
That's a
want
good
to
point.
I want to point out that I did bring all 3 of my warg puppies since we were heading that way, and I put them down so that they could feast on the flesh of the dead.
Oh, good. Yes.
If I heal her,
So,
will you help me with my quarry?
I'm a yes.
Yes.
looking at going to the goblins, how many levels are there beneath here?
We only know of one.
Interesting. The stairway that went down from here to below, is there anything further down that stairway, or has it been blocked off as long as you can remember?
Well, we never braved the lower floor.
All
We would
right.
hear sounds, but just bugs.
Okay. Are you not going to stay here at the Citadel?
We'll hold it. And then the goblin's going to put their leg on a nearby corpse, actually right on the chest, and do the brave shoulders and say, "For the glory of the unforgotten."
Oh yeah, no, that's us. That's us. Yes, use it. Love it. Yes.
And I will have gently broke that what was his name?
Big Bumble.
Big Bumble.
Brumble.
Um,
he had a
or-
name.
His name was Grumble, I thought.
No, it was Bumble.
No. What was it?
Big
I
Bumble.
think it was Bumble.
Big Bumble was what he called what he called.
Oh,
the
Growl.
bear.
Growl.
Growl.
Goblin Growl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will gently tell them of how bravely Growl fought and saved me.
I'm working
It's
on a
not-
lay. Like I'm working on a thing. A lay of Growl.
It's not as good as the director would do, but it's decent.
Obviously, but
All
no,
right.
I'm kidding.
So
have a
there's a few things that we need to figure out. First of all, I recommend we head back to town. If we all decide to do that, looking at the wargs, I don't think they can safely come to town with us.
All
Hate
right,
to
so
admit it, but you're right.
Why do you need to go back when our quarry is here?
Because I need to clear my fucking name because that fucking halfling that we left back up there with the rest of the goblins framed me for trying to destroy a library.
Why does it matter if the library is destroyed?
Because there were people in it when it was being burned down.
That doesn't sound like a you problem.
It is when they try to imprison me for it.
Annoying.
Yes, I agree. That's why I need to get this taken care of.
So the party should at least head back to the surface, the main citadel, before deciding.
So, sorry, to clarify, if we'd quickly gone down to the basement to see that the path was blocked, I suspect we would have just gone back to the Citadel to reassess our situation, just to clarify.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, that also works. Yep.
Okay.
You guys are
So
at the citadel.
I am inclined to return back to town. Who agrees?
I think the only one that wants to, stay here is Reika because of impending, urgency on her behalf. Is that
So,
correct?
Reika, I remember you from somewhere. I don't exactly recall where just yet, but I've seen your face before.
You seem familiar as well. I
That is
feel
both
like I should
disturbing and-
trust you,
Oh, well, all right. That's
which
not nearly
makes
as
me
disturbing.
trust you less.
Also, Reika, you
Good
said something
instincts.
That's
right
fair.
right before we started going back down. I would what your friend if we did something?
What?
You said a
Heal,
word.
Cure.
That's it. That is the word. That is the word. A little bit
If.
louder.
If you aided in
But you're pretty good at healing, right?
if you aided in the destruction of my quarry.
Well, I was going to actually cover this aiding your destruction of your core, whatever that might be. Given that, again, I recognize you from somewhere, just as I had recognized Monica, the director, even prior to arriving to town.
You recognize me? That's odd. Nobody
I-
recognizes me.
Of course you recognize me. I know what I
Deja
look like.
vu.
Regardless, I am inclined to help you with your quarry, but I need to understand more about what's going on here in general. I need to understand some of the history of this area, where the Citadel originally came from. I understand that it fell into the hands of Hell Knights at one point, but there's something deeper here. Are uninvited guest looking over at the halfling had learned something from a vase? Vox?
Vaz, V-O-Z.
Vase.
Oz, yeah.
You need to understand more about that individual. So all of this requires me to go back to town. Now, Monica, I understand if you want to stay here with your newfound allies and your pets. However, given your particular condition at this moment, I would advise going back to town with the rest of us so we can regroup.
If she is wanted in town, then
That as well.
wouldn't that lead to her capture and destruction?
Not if I have the person who framed me.
Mold her face, make her different.
No.
I don't
Less
know.
of that.
Mm.
Also,
I don't know if we need to necessarily do that just yet. We've got the actual culprit. The culprit seems willing to confess. So let's see how that goes before we go into sculpting people's faces.
people really like us back in town. Just FYI. Just hoping everything. Yeah, we should be really good in a really good place.
Director,
So-
I feel you have laid some sort of foundation for our return to town prior to your coming back here, and you haven't really you alluded to such a thing, but never really explained this sort of production that you have set forth before us. What exactly are we walking back into?
Well, I don't know 110%. I can only tell you that, maybe some words were said by a certain, somebody that really hyped us up for the combat and the ordeals that we were facing, and that, upon our return, that we should be, at least given some things like food and board, just to, since we kind of need those things. Hopefully it goes way better, and maybe we'll have a statue. Not going to guarantee it.
Will sacrifices be made?
No, not my type of thing. However, maybe a parade. Who knows? We'll just go back and we'll see. But looking out for
All
you
right,
guys.
so all right. I'm gonna get on my horse, and I'm going to head back. Is anyone joining?
Does the small one need healing now? Are you anticipating?
If you
a
have
fight?
something to spare, I think yes is the answer.
Fine. So, where are you? Like, how would you describe the wounds?
Let's say that I have been stabbed multiple times.
Yeah.
I have bandages that are bleeding through.
Yep.
And my wonderful, beautiful, furry little monsters are licking the blood off of my feet.
Yep.
Okay.
That all tracks.
Especially the one that's lame because he can't move very well.
She would just like assess all of that and just kind of like glare, be like laid down.
Can someone take the puppies, or at least guide them over to another carcass for a minute?
Okay. So
Rune will simply use Mage Hand to sort of pick them up and move them over to yet another dead body, one by one.
Wonderful.
do you think this is a like do I need to spend 2 slots of healing, or is this a 1 slot situation?
I'd just start with one.
Okay, well, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, how do I do this? Is it this button? No. That, maybe? Nope. Damn it.
So under actions on the last tab.
Yeah.
Yes. So you just click your heal.
Oh,
And-
I think, what is it there? Is that right? I keep trying to click heal, but it's not letting me. I'm in the combat mode. No.
You might have
Where-
to like bring the dice over.
Oh, I know why. Because it just had it at
I don't think you have me selected, and that might be part of it.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, party.
This one also
so-
just might not have dice, which is fine. I'll just do
Yeah. I have you on there. Let's see. Let's try this. Does that work? Nope.
That's
yeah.
fine. I'll roll the dice.
Okay, cool.
Just describe the spell.
Oh, yes.
She cast it.
So basically what happens is she would take a very crude looking bone dagger and just cut up the crappy bandages and sort of, there's not really any bedside manner whatsoever. With she would take a moment to hawk some stuff back, and a big lizard tongue would just on the wounds. He'd pull some herbs from a pocket and just kind of slap them on there. Then say a prayer to the storm god. You'd feel a sort of electricity in the air, and then a calming, numbing feeling as your wounds get healed. Yeah.
Rune is intently watching this process.
Yeah, the director's pretty interested as well. This is he's already planning how this is going to look on stage.
Wow.
This is great.
Yeah.
Leave
No.
the poultices in place for at least 15 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Reka,
Yes.
do you pray to a specific deity, or do you seem to draw your energies from somewhere else?
I am a druid. I pray to...
And I believe you worship.
I pray to a god.
Um,
That has a name.
that would be
assure you.
Gosray.
Every good Catholic says the same thing.
Is Gosray your deity of choice then?
How long is your tongue?
Short answer is I think so. Just from character creation, but I don't know if it changed.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I said yes.
Do you find that your power comes from Gosray itself, or do you feel that there's some other source in which you draw from?
What do you mean?
You tell me. How does it feel when you cast your spells? By the way, as he's getting his horse prepared as he is asking this question.
Oh yeah, I have a mount too, right, Ian? I think that's a thing I still have.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
wait, I have Shavi's horse. Oh great, hold on.
All right.
And
So-
somewhere spit is around.
Yeah, if you'd like, we can
Okay.
battle up outside and get ready
Yeah, let's saddle up.
to make
Tell
it.
me, wizard, do you think about breathing? How does it make you feel to pull air into your lungs?
Kind of cold as the director walks by.
Oh, it's interesting. So it's simply a sort of a natural extension of you. You call
Yeah.
upon whatever you wish, and it just sort of happens.
We are all a part of the wind, the waves, and the weather. We live at their mercy. There is nothing else.
Intriguing. A book is floated up, somewhat smaller than the one that is chained to his waist. Opens up as he pulls out a pen, and an inkwell again floats up next to the book as he dips it in and begins writing while sort of trotting on the horse.
I have asked the goblins to watch over my wargs. I will be back in 2 days at the most.
So as you guys, I think all 5 of you then are on the road, making your way. This path that leads to the main road is.
I make Calmont ride spit with me.
So
Downtown.
Yeah, you'll find that the road that connects the main road to the Citadel is pretty patchy because it hasn't been maintained in decades. So often you have to head off a trail, make a small shortcut in the grass to connect back on. And something seems different this time. Make a perception check, all of you. And suddenly you start to feel watched. Moth, you notice first. Moth, you'll point out maybe 30, 40 feet ahead. A figure emerges, staring directly at the group on their horses. You guys can dismount right now if you would like. As a gut reaction, you don't know what this thing looks like yet. But it's not in any mood to hide from the party. Red eyes open up, salivating from this great beast, bigger than any of your horses. And it speaks. Looking directly towards the pair of halflings on the dog. As it drools, the warg says, "You smell of my child."
Your child. You abandoned them.
Oh, bugger.
Oh
And
boy.
here I am returning.
Tell me your name, and I will tell you mine.
I don't owe you that, but you owe me my
You-
children.
You should, because I've kept your children alive. They would have died if not for me. I will persuade this thing
Go
if
ahead.
I have to. Is that going to
attempt.
be it's not deception.
Can she get a bonus if she like puts her hand in its mouth?
Is it intimidation maybe?
Intimidation works, yep. Alex, I think you're muted. 18.
Yeah.
Can the director assist in any way?
Well, this warg is going to slowly approach the group of delicious living creatures.
I will
Not
get
at
off
any-
I will get off my
Yep.
spit and approach.
So
And I
would
will
be
stand
about the
my
distance.
full 3.5 foot tall.
Hey, why do you have a map out? What does that mean?
Well, that'll be the distance between Monica and this giant beast.
Just a reference. Just a reference.
Yes, just for scale purposes.
Yeah.
Well, it appears I haven't been forward enough. Give me my children.
Your children are hidden away for safekeeping. I can bring you to them and bring them out to you.
They are creatures of nature. To nature they should return.
They should return to their parent. I am not in disagreement there, though it does break my heart.
This warg will start to pace back and forth with a look of disappointment and
Come
dread.
with me to the Citadel, and I
misery,
will bring your children to you.
Anguish, my children.
You are asking a wild creature to come to a place of man.
I am asking a mother to go. Is it a mother?
It is a mother.
Okay. I am asking a mother to accompany me to her children so that she can be reunited with them.
My children. You opened your arms and my children leapt into them.
Your children were starving.
My children are weak. Roll initiative.
Ah, bugger.
Damn it! I was waiting to jump in, but it's okay. It's fine.
This one's a bit of a go for the throat.
Woohoo.
Where is my...
It's perception.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the party sheet.
6, 18,
So, goodbye, guys. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah, I know, right?
13.
A piece.
Yeah, are you even fully healed yet?
Nope.
Oh, fuck.
11 health.
Good times. Okay, we got this. Sure.
Yeah, sure. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
All right, guys. The warg lunges directly towards Monica, going for the throat. That's abundantly clear. Some of you have the jump, namely the director. You're at top of initiative. What would you like to do?
Wait. I haven't rolled because I'm trying to find my sheet.
Oh, I grabbed the wrong perception then. If you double click your sheet at the
Yeah,
top.
I was just trying to find it in all the tabs. Okay, so it's at the top.
Yep, I got it for you. It's in the middle
Oh,
next to
okay.
your AC. And you did good.
Oh, did I? Okay, cool.
Yes. So the director.
You done good.
Oh God.
It's not too late.
Okay. He will. Hold on. That's why you don't have. Ask the bard to go. No, ask the bard to go first. All right.
Go up to him and punch it.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's not
Good.
I'm trying to see. Can I cast shield on her and not me?
It's a self spell, I believe.
It's a self spell. It's not a
Personal.
no,
Yeah.
That sucks.
You can jump in front of her and then cast shield. It's kind of the same thing.
It's kind of.
So you'll
For her
take
it is.
them mauling.
All right. We'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to move. It's my first action. I'm
Okay.
going to cast shield, and I was trying to pull up the spell. Let's see, shield. Oh, shield others. I think that'd be great. Okay. All right. I raise a magical shield of force. This counts as using the raise a shield action. I get not much. +1 circumstance bonus to AC until the start of my next turn, but doesn't require hand to use. And I can use a shield block reaction with my magic shield. Has a hardness of 5. Okay.
Yep. So that'll help you prevent some damage.
Yep.
Great spell.
Yep. And I will try one last. That's only 2 actions, right? But do I have to save an action if I want to use a reaction?
No.
Okay, good. I'll try one last. I'm gonna try one last I don't know, performance. Diplomacy. I'll try one last diplomacy.
Roll it into the dice tower.
Yep.
And I'll have that result play out on the Warg's turn. But Reika,
Okay.
Yeah.
you can intercept or intervene.
Yeah, I want to use wild empathy. Because that would work, right? In theory, because it's an animal.
Wild empathy.
It's a furry, actually. So
I'm trying to remember what.
Oh, but I don't have diplomacy trained, so I don't know if I can or not. But it basically says you have a connection to creatures of the natural world that allows you to communicate with them on a rudimentary level. You can use diplomacy to make an impression on animals to make simple requests of them. In most cases, wild animals will give you time to make your case. But if I don't have diplomacy trained, like, is it just at a penalty or can I not use it at all?
You don't need diplomacy trained in order to use diplomacy checks. I don't.
Okay.
think.
you don't, yeah.
Cool.
Not for what you're doing.
Cool. So yeah, would that be something I can do in this situation?
Yes.
Or at
Fortunately,
least
the
enough?
Warg speaks common, but
Yeah, but this is like additional, like,
Right.
you know, I get you, bro.
yes, I would try that.
Okay.
You have 3 actions.
Can I try again?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't seem to care.
Okay. I don't know if I can do anything else that's useful with
Well, you have combat.
That's true. But my character wouldn't want to fight it because she sees the gnome as being the one at fault for
You
being
mean the halfling?
Sorry, halfling. My
They
bad.
all look alike. What can we say?
That's
Right.
rude. How rude.
I know.
If you're big enough for me to eat.
That's a fun-sized Snickers bar right there.
Right. Let me think.
The director's a bag of Skittles.
What is this thing called? The Wild? What does that do?
All I can think of is Taste the Rainbow.
Right.
The director.
How long is your
Call of the
tongue?
Wild takes like 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I
Taste the
don't know
rainbow.
if that would even be.
And wasn't
Nope,
Peak
that
Harrison
doesn't help.
Ford.
Yeah, that's fine. You can wait.
Yeah,
You
I
can
don't
draw
know.
your weapon.
No, I would probably just raise my shield to defend. She wouldn't take hostile actions unless attacked.
Got it. All right, and Rune.
Rune is going to again that new feeling that came across during the last battle. Sort of everyone's hairs on the back of their neck, or scales if they have them,
Or
just sort of begin
bones.
to stand up and jitter a bit as the ground between Rune and Modica begins to sort of shimmer and shift like a glitch. And Modica feels a sort of woof around her as a forbidden ward between her and the warg appears. Against the warg, she has a +1 to her AC and saves.
Actually, can I try to make it back to the castle or the citadel or whatever? Like instead of just defending, or
It's
is that
about
are we too fast? Like, sorry.
I would say it's about 1,000 feet away from here.
Okay.
It would take a while.
Yeah.
You would
that's
see
fine.
the outcome of the battle by the time you got back.
Gotcha. That's a bummer.
You
Okay.
could reason with something like that if this warg is ready to hear it.
Yeah.
That
Shine!
you don't know. And
Next
Moth.
time. Next time.
Moth.
Hmm. I'll move up 20 and cast Ray of Enfeeblement. Yeah, no, wait.
22. That's a hit.
Yay! Die. So it makes a fortitude save. If I succeed, I believe it's enfeebled. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. What's the DC?
The DC is 18, I believe.
It fails.
It fails?
Yep.
Okay, so the target becomes enfeebled too.
Wow. All right, and Modica?
Yep.
Friends came to your aid, probably saved your life.
Yeah.
Remember me.
I will.
In these specific words, in this specific play. Take it. No, just kidding. I'm fine.
I am going to
He gonna die.
stare down the warg with my intimidating glare
Very well.
and just attempt to demoralize it, seeing how strong my companions and I are. And I will say, your children belong to me now.
Okay.
And I will draw my short sword, but I will not attack. I will hold my attack until the warg tries to attack me. Do I have to state that I'm doing hunter's prey on them?
Yes.
Okay,
I think
so
for
I'm
me...
stating that they are my prey. It basically gives me a +2 to circumstance bonus to perception checks when I seek my prey, and a +2 circumstance bonus to survival checks when I track my prey. Oh, never mind. It doesn't really do anything for combat. So, never mind that part.
Well, the warg will pounce.
Okay.
dodging
Great.
slightly to the left to dodge the director and make an attack at you.
All right. Do I?
I will roll versus your AC.
Jesus. Do I get my
12.
attack?
Oh, yes, you get your attack before that damage comes through.
Okay, good.
Before the attack even comes through, actually.
Great.
So I'll do that.
So I am going to go here. No. Where's it? Actions. There we go. So 21
hit.
to hit. Okay. For 2 points of damage. And then I'm going to die. It's all right. I'll live. I have a hero point. I might spend it.
Yeah, so Monica
Mm-hmm.
Reaches 0 health points and falls to the ground.
Okay.
Not-
I
but
can
not-
use.
Like you're not dead, you're dying. But yeah, if you have anything, you
I
can
have a
use
hero
it.
point.
Okay. So I think you can use that to a reverse dying.
Okay. Do I use that on my turn or?
I think you use it now
Okay.
as a reaction.
No, so you could spend. They'll have to spend all their hero points to avoid death. When
Well,
the
I only have one.
when the dying condition would increase. So
Okay,
I
so
think it's right before you would roll on your turn to see if your dying increases, and if it does, you can then use it to stabilize yourself and go back and go to 0 HP.
Okay.
Okay.
So am I able to undo that?
Yeah, so you still have a hero point right now.
Okay.
The director.
Now you saw me trying to rationalize with the work. That's a heads up.
Yeah. I am going to try and cast. Let's see. I'm gonna keep my shield. It actually goes away, I think, at this and until the start of my next turn. So my shield is gone. Poof. What am I gonna do? I'm going to. I feel really bad about this.
What are you doing?
I'm a cast magic missile.
Magic missile.
I don't think I have to be far enough. Like I don't think I have to be at a distance with it. Do I? I think it just
Only if it has an attack of opportunity, and we don't know at this point in time.
All right. Well, I am going to do that. Let me. Oh yeah, it's not. I don't have it since I'm not rolling anything for it. It's not actually a part of my spell. I just have to do the 3d4 damage.
Okay.
And it's 3d4 plus something.
What's your spellcasting modifier?
That's 4. I believe it's 4. Okay. Is there a quicker way to do the 3d4? Just
You right-click the 4-sided die.
Mm-hmm.
and you
oh,
to
look
the
at
one next to it.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Fantasy ground, thank you. Look at all you. Okay, it's 3. Yeah, so I'm doing 3 because I have 3 actions. There we go. I can do this. So that plus 4, 8, 12 total damage.
Wow. Excellent.
And
You guys have
that's
made
my 2 spells.
major headway and Reika.
Did we, or are you just saying that?
Yeah, you gave it a haircut. It's looking pretty. What'd you like to do?
I guess I will try to. I will move up here. Is stabilize 1 action or 2? Yeah.
I don't know.
Stabilize
Because
is
that'll stop her from dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
your actions. Stabilize.
I think I
It's
can.
2.
2? Damn it. Okay.
Yep, somatic and verbal.
Let me think. I'm gonna try again to reason with the thing with wild empathy. Just like, this one is small and stupid, but you will not get your children back if she dies.
Yep. So a diplomacy check.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the thing. Okay. Oh, oops. Wrong thing. Come on, big money.
Oh yeah, big money. So big.
I
And
tried.
Rune.
I guess with my last action, can I raise my shield? Because I had 3,
Yeah.
right? Okay, cool.
All right. Rune, not wanting this to get this far, we'll use prestidigitation only to slightly increase the volume of his voice through magic. Nothing too powerful or anything like that, but just to make sure he's heard over the din. Mother Warg, please stand back so we can continue this conversation and you can get your pups back. If she dies, nothing happens, and you die as well.
Roll diplomacy.
All right. Where are my skills? There are my skills.
Come on, Rune.
Could I be an intimidation by chance?
Yes, it can.
Oh, okay, that'll be easier.
Warg turns and looks at you. It pounces. She starts to back away. Eyes furious. Flittering between you and Monica. And she says, I will return.
Hold on. Do you
And
want
then
us
she
to go get
sprints
your
off.
pups right now? Okay. Let's go get those pups.
Yeah.
So Monica's on the ground.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I'm just dying over here. It's fine.
Yeah. Reika's just standing there like, obviously this would happen.
Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Yeah.
Rune will trot over on his horse because he hasn't really gotten off of it yet.
Mhm. I can save her life, but I will not save the life of one who would profane nature in this way.
We'll
So
return
unless-
the pups.
Reka, please, if you would be so kind as to get her conscious, we can have a conversation about what is happening with the pups.
Again, it will not be a conversation. Those pups are returning to where they belong.
We're going
I
back
am inclined
right
to
now.
agree with you.
I need this one alive.
Then ensure that those pups return to their mother,
I give
regardless
you-
of the will of what this one.
I give you my word.
I will certainly argue for that as well.
All right. Let us do stabilize.
Lick her wound again.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm unconscious for this part.
Right.
I mean, are you just stabilizing the spell stabilize?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happens. There's
Okay.
really nothing you need to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, like this is another case of just like this time she just like
Actually spits in it. She like pissed, so it's extra gross. You wake up slimy.
Well, she doesn't wake up. She just
Okay.
stabilizes.
All right. And I'll check another heal. But I don't
Yes.
get dice, so Ian, if you could roll heal again.
Monica?
She's alive.
You are just so close to death.
It would appear.
You're conscious.
She
Great.
looks blankly at Rune and is just like, it would appear that Gosria is also not on the side of this one.
Oh,
Wouldn't be the first time.
damn.
All right, let's go
Well.
get those pups.
Yeah, Monica.
You can say goodbye.
Yeah, you didn't get a choice on this one. I'm sorry.
We're
get a
going
puppy
to
later.
return the pups to this creature who is going to kill them.
Okay.
That is the way of nature. It is not you, you arrogant child, to decide.
Ladies.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's
get the
stay
dogs.
calm.
Let's get the dogs.
Well, let's go get those pups and just send them on.
So are
their
we
way.
Whether
headed?
the pups live or die is up to their mother and how they believe to do things. The fact that the warg was even willing to speak to us, I find impressive in and of itself.
Exactly.
I would have no problem returning them to their mother if their mother had not stated that she would kill them.
That is her
Excuse me for appreciating life for what it is.
She did say that. Fact check.
What? That
choice.
I said that?
No, I said fact check. The warg definitely said that.
Yeah.
So the party sounds like you guys want to head north back up to the keep,
Yeah.
to the citadel that just can't get enough of. So
We love this place.
you do. It's uneventful. I mean, this really isn't. This
How
is-
much do you love it? Like, how much would you say you would monetarily love it? Just FYI. Think about this.
One
Oh my
room.
God.
One body a
Let's
night.
Sweet. It's 2 bedrooms. How much did you pay? So you arrive and it looks like nothing else has changed. They didn't see any of this, despite it only being about maybe a quarter mile away at most. Warg pups are in good condition, and the mother warg is nowhere to be found as you guys arrive back at the citadel and make your way into the crowded main quarters where the goblins lay. Helba's taking care of the warg pups, and I guess you guys are having a difficult conversation about their future.
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm holding Pringle because he's the sweetest of them all.
Yep.
And I'm not saying anything.
Let's go. We have a job. We have a duty to complete.
Let's.
For the
Hopefully-
record, I hope you choke on your own tongue.
This tongue saved you twice.
That's a
All
great
right.
line. I like it.
Shall we?
Yeah,
we
let's do
shall.
it.
So with the 3 pups in tow, making this quite literally the same trip that you just had with your 5 mounts, heading back into town. This time, the warg mother doesn't intercept you at any point. In fact, you could, keeping an eye out, even tracking the animal.
Ooh, can I do the hunter prey thing now?
Yes, you can.
Great. I do that.
All right. So hunt, prey. It's an action.
I think that's survival or perception.
Seek your prey. It's a +2 on a perception check, or a survival check if you wanted to track the prey.
So I get an 18 for that, for the perception.
Yep.
And then tracking them, a 9.
As far as you know, there are no tracks to indicate that the warg is anywhere near you, but the tracks that you saw when the warg fled you just kind of head tangentially. They just don't. They just go straight off. The warg had business elsewhere, and maybe some plan on returning today.
I will get off of Spit. I will hand the reins to Rune. I will stay here with the pups, and I will wait for the warg's return.
Well,
I can't bring them into town. You already said so.
No, you're absolutely right. You also cannot stay out here on your own. You're barely standing as it is.
I'll
I
stay.
will stay.
If
here.
I die, I die.
That is not how this works. Bloody hell.
Reika and I will stay.
I want nothing to do with either of you two.
It's not
All
up
right.
to you.
It is not up to you, child.
Oh, we both said
Okay. This is going to be entertaining.
This
Director.
is very entertaining. Yes, yes. Hi.
Do you mind taking Reika and Moth back to town?
No problem.
I'm not leaving. I do not trust this one to actually abide by her word after the encounter we had experienced.
I understand that
My order, this is against my order, and everything that I believe in. If I were to leave now.
that's a tall
All right.
order.
And we'll just all camp here then.
But we're so close. We're so close to a bar. We're so close to a bed.
How about this?
I
I will
understand,
stay
Ursula.
here with the pups. If someone wishes to accompany us.
Oh, I'm fairly
well,
certain Monica's not happy
Yeah,
about that
like
already.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
that's not
matter. She needs to clear her name in town, and only she can do that. So you all can go into the world of men and allow me and she to handle the world of nature. This is
Monica.
our domain.
Monica, are you going to go into town with us? Or are you going to stay with the... You're not going to leave, right?
Of course not.
Okay.
Yep, all right.
That's the issue.
There's our
I
plan.
said I would protect these creatures, and I mean to fulfill that promise to myself and to them.
If you both could leave the Wargs with a third party, neither of you staying, would that help you guys make this decision as to who's coming, who's going?
No.
No.
Lord.
Yeah,
You notice as you look around, Moth has seemingly vanished.
I'm used to that.
In his place is a tree that just sort of resembles him.
Now Moth is a tree. This is because of this. The Moth is a tree.
We're just going to make camp. If the warg returns, all the better. If not, I have no clue what to do next. Let's just set up camp and get this night over with.
Someone make me a nature check about wargs,
Okay.
if you would like. It might help you in this scenario. Not everybody's trying to think. Wargs are smart. They're not.
Oh
Feral
God, my
beasts.
rolls are garbage today.
If you're not careful, they'll come back and haunt you. Rune, you know this. Wargs, this was the trick. Wargs never hunt alone. Something here is completely out of the ordinary for a warg to be this
To be on their
interested.
own.
Right.
Fuck.
What was that, Rune?
Wargs also fight to the death, so there might be a silver lining here.
Corvus, could you take flight and take a look around to see if you notice anything? At which point Corvus will just sort of hop off his staff and take flight.
Right, and as we reach dusk,
Ooh.
sun starts to set. Instead of figures, Corvus will report seeing something. Silhouette. Plural, silhouettes. A couple or a few. Or a dozen. And before you know it, in
Well,
what
the
feels
mother's
like
brought friends, everyone be
20
ready.
seconds,
Ah,
you're
Moth
surrounded
tree.
by a patient pack of these great beasts. Your horses, if you brought them,
Mhm.
are quite frightened, but
Out of
in a
curiosity,
world
how much time passed between when we arrived and then this scenario right now?
I would say about an hour.
All right. Just for description's sake, Rune had drawn some arcane symbols in the ground, at which point a very silhouette shape just sort of appeared and began setting up a tent for him.
Jealous of that.
Brilliant. Well, you couldn't enjoy the comfort of that tent for long before
Yeah.
you're besieged and entirely out of your depth. Suddenly, yeah, I would say there's about at least a dozen wargs here, and if you just count 24 glowing red eyes closely paired together.
Oh boy.
Any light sources? The director.
Yes.
Perhaps?
Yep. I can do dancing lights.
Excellent. Describe them.
As soon as it starts to get dark and the night creatures of birds, everything are starting to come out, the director would cast about it's four whitish blue little flickering lights that become bigger, and he can move them. So there'd be at least 4 lights spread, I don't know, about 12 feet apart in front of us, at least lighting our around us. And I don't know if it goes into the bushes to see. Can we see the silhouettes better in these lights? Like if I move them
Yes.
out? Okay.
As you bring them out, you'll see them
Yeah.
in full form. They're not making any effort to evade you.
Ooh, we have an
2
audience.
Yeah, 2 wargs will creep forward, and as they part, the warg you spoke to comes forward.
Hey.
Where are
I've
my
got-
children?
I've got Aldonis like wrapped in my cloak, and the other 2 are like at my lap. You've come for your children.
Hello, Mother Warg.
Hello.
I presume you're here for your pups.
I am.
I will look at San Diego and Pringle. I'll
Is
give
what you
them-
said before true? These pups will die?
I was being rash. I can't do it. Not for the pack. I'm here to raise them.
They will survive then?
They will.
At least as much as any pups can.
At least as much as wargs can.
I
They'll
will.
inherit the tribe.
I will look at Pringle and San Diego, and I will point. I will say, "Go. Your mother's waiting."
And the third one, this is the one with
He has
the
lame
hind
back
legs?
legs. Yeah.
Yes.
I will get up and
Mhm.
bring Aldonis with me in my arms. This one has spirit, but his back legs do not work. But if you teach him how to survive without them, I'm sure he will serve your pack well.
A lame pup does you no good.
Truly doesn't.
If my knowledge of your kind sir is correct.
That is correct.
Perhaps this one can be let go.
And I've never seen a better caretaker than that one, pointing to Modica. And I've seen a lot. I could tell you a lot.
And like Monica is really trying not to cry, but there are tears pooling in her eyes. And she's just looking right at the Warg mom, especially because she's close.
Like Rika,
Yeah.
Rika has this expression of just like looking at Monica's reactions and stuff, and especially on the line of like she's a great caretaker. Like it looks like she wants to throw up and also throw something. Like
Also,
that sort of
18. I want to see if that person is telling the truth about taking care of these things.
Yes. Yeah. The mother speaks the truth. Anybody who speaks Goblin, make a perception check for me, though.
Yeah!
These wargs speak amongst one another in the native tongue of the Chitterwood.
Something
Where
I
beasts
can
roam free.
do. Okay. Perception?
Yes.
I've not learned Goblin.
where does it say what language we have?
It's under abilities,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, you
Oh,
hear
no.
one of the 2 guard wargs speak to this mother warg as she has a decision to make about these pups.
Do not see language.
Notes. I apologize.
Oh, I should have another language. I only have common listed. Okay.
Yeah, you
Anyway.
should have at least a few more.
Yeah. I think we had like
So
Sylvan
I think
and something
you
else.
have Goblin. I think Goblin was one of your in the
yeah,
list,
I don't
and
remember.
Elven.
Yeah.
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
Monica, you hear the Goblin word for prince. Now, goblins don't really have a great word for prince. Normally, when they're talking about humans, anybody who looks important, they would just call a king. But this involves more of being a leader of a pack or an alpha. And you get the feeling that this warg is pretty important. As are these heirs then. But she doesn't seem interested in the weak wargs, just the two.
I got a 24.
Yeah, you hear this. You realize that this is a very well-structured pack of wargs, and the lady is the leader.
Mm-hmm.
She picks up the two pups by the scruff of the neck and just sort of delivers them somewhere into the dark more as the pack absorbs them. And then she comes up to you, Monica, and smells the warg that you're holding. Says, "Do what you wish. It's not my child." And then the red eyes disappear as these silhouettes turn around. The warg suddenly heading back from where they came.
And Monica sinks to the ground, holding on to Aldonis, and is rocking back and forth. You can hear her crying, but she's not going to show her face to anybody. Just like
Rune
holding him.
finally breathes.
Yeah, same. Everybody's happy.
All right.
You're good, Rune. You're good. You look good.
Are we all content now?
Everybody okay? Little happy smiley face. Okay.
I'm going to go back to my tent. I'm going to attempt to calm down and go to sleep. Tomorrow morning, I will return to town. Hopefully, a lot of you will join me.
Yeah, definitely. Should we take watch?
Feel free. I'm not.
Rune.
I will build a small fire and set my bedroll out next to it.
I will regale you with a tale. A tall tale.
Thank you, Director.
Rune will, in fact, crawl into his tent. Corvus, however, will just sort of hop on top of the tent and just sort of sit there.
I will
Corvus,
take
did
first
you
watch.
eat?
Corvus just
So-
squawks at you.
I'll just like hold up some jerky for him.
I give some jerky to the tree that's next to me.
Hidden turkey.
So Reika will, take first watch and sort of, get her spear and go away
Direct-
from the fire and do a little praying and stuff.
Well, if there's ever a point that you're by the fire, the director will actually sit down and be like, we haven't had a really good chance to introduce ourselves. I'm the director. I know you're you're Reika, and you have a clandestine thing to do with this group and the amulets. But tell me, where do you come from? Who are you? Tell me who your essence is.
Why?
I just want to know. I keep these things. I'm kind of an ongoing narrator, we'll say. Author too, playwright.
Mm-hmm. And why specifically do you need to know about the intimate details of my life?
Well, because you've entered the story. See, this is all a very, very elaborate story, and you've entered it as a character. So now I need to know a little bit more about you so I can flesh you out and give you all the nuances that you deserve. You got a lot of spunk in you, and I would like to keep you around as a character in this. So, I mean, of course, nothing is. If you have any secret information, don't tell me that. But what are you? Who are you? What are your life's ambitions and goals, dreams, any of that?
I am a child of the sea and storms.
That is a very good line. That's a very good opening. Child of sea and storm. And how did you end up here?
I followed an amulet.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw the amulet. Where did you get that amulet?
I do not want to tell you that.
Okay. Anything you do want to tell me?
Ask. I will make the decision then.
All right. Yeah. He will. I'm not gonna. He will go down the line of
Yeah.
do you have any brothers and sisters, family? Where did you grow up? Like a whole bunch of like.
Works for the
Yeah.
census.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you will get like just very one-word stoic answers of, like it'll be just the bare bones things. Like everybody like that I know is dead.
All my friends are dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Vagabond.
Once I was, like I don't know. I lived on ships for a while. And basically TLDR work as a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Oh.
He would tell her that she works kind of just as a mercenary or a person for hire.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave you go. I'm gonna let you go. I know you got a lot of stuff. We got watches and everything to do, but hey, as long as you stay with me, I'm always gonna work to get you food and beer and a place to sleep. Any of those, I'll work for you on that. Just stick around. You gotta. How long is your tongue exactly?
And she'd just be like,
He measures. He measures.
He measures.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Then I have a question though. Why do you persevere to be this broker of food and shelter when
That's what I do.
When nature
I'm the director.
But nature provides all that is needed. It is all around us. It is everything we can do.
I understand. See, nature is like the greatest resource. Obviously, it is, not for everyone, but like it's the greatest. I understand it. I get it. However,
there's like a squint on that. Not for everyone.
Not for everyone. I don't know. It's bees. I don't like it. Whatever. However, things like greater comforts. Beer, for instance, doesn't come from the trees. I wish it did. And some foods. Cheese.
Beer comes from barley.
And just there are things that we have to do in towns and cities that people like me can really become invested in, and I think it's all very good for the party to have someone as a representative for the majority and for society. And it doesn't help. It doesn't having a really good story propel and make you money is always a benefit. And that's what I do. I'm the director.
You seem to like to talk a lot.
I
This
do.
is good. I don't like talking.
See, we have a benefit. This is great. I won't keep you. You got patrol. I need to sleep eventually. This tree is really weird. Pet the tree.
Monica, you can make a what's your perception modifier?
A 7. Yes, a 7.
Got it. Well, we're right about to wrap up the watch as it's been in shifts. It's this whole group plus Calmont. Moth, go ahead.
So Monica, you hear a voice from behind you. I wanted to apologize, Monica.
Why do you want to apologize, Moth?
There is something that I am curious about, something that mankind offers that nature, plants, the sun doesn't seem to provide. And that's whatever is between you and these small four-legged creatures.
Compassion?
Maybe.
I don't know what skull that is.
I gave my word, but I know you don't have any reason to believe me, but my plan was to seek a way for you and your children to escape. And if you want to go after them, I would aid you in that as well.
I appreciate the thought. Knowing that they will not be killed is enough.
And I'll boop her with my staff to heal her.
The spiked staff.
And I will pet the nose of my sleeping Aldonis.
Yeah.
But some of us are broken creatures, and all we have is each other.
Your god doesn't like her either.
It's staff. My god won't let me heal.
The god of RNG.
Yeah.
Moth, that was great. You came out of your bark husk. Yeah, I got you a hero point. If anybody else has anything else, let me know. But I think we're in the morning now.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip back into the
So,
darkness. You saw nothing.
I'm still a menace. We
Yeah.
have an overnight rest. So effects should be cleared.
I want to talk to Rune when we get up.
Do we gain our spells back?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
spells
and you
will be-
gain
How do we do-
some healing.
How do we do
Cool.
a rest then?
So I did an overnight rest, and it should automatically reset
Oh.
its spells.
Sweet.
Oh, it didn't for me, but that's okay. I think it's
Oh.
just because my spells are borked right now. I just uncheck them.
Oh yeah, that'll. I think there's also an option where you can right click.
Yeah, it's fine. I just
Yeah.
uncheck the boxes.
All right, so we want to talk to Rune.
Yeah.
You guys head back out.
Mm-hmm. Rune, can we speak?
Rune is just as you approach, you see Rune looking at his large tome, and you see him sort of etching in the air symbols as they sort of impress themselves upon his clothing, and you just see a shimmer appear around him. Subsequently, not too long after that, you see a steaming cup sort of float over to him as he looks at you. Yes, how can I help you?
You've helped me a great deal. I wanted to let you know I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. Would you like some coffee?
I don't drink the stuff. It makes me nauseous.
Tea, then?
Tea would be lovely.
All right.
Are you any good at, like, designing things?
Depends on what you want designed. If you're talking about something to allow your new little pup to walk, I think I can draft something up.
I have an idea for something like a wagon, where it's strapped to his midsection, is high enough so that his legs come off the ground just a little bit, and you have wheels.
Yes, I know what you mean.
So
Warg
I think
chariot.
I feel like that would be good for him as I start to train him to hunt for himself and to behave properly.
Well, I mean, anything I can come up with is not going to be viable for hunting. It's not going to be... I mean, while it might be durable, it won't necessarily be agile enough for it to hunt appropriately.
Well, there's time. He is small yet. Even if he has to be a scavenger, he'll be my scavenger.
By this time, you guys will arrive at the city gates. You've all been here except for you, Reika. I'll share the map yet again. You guys are in you're on the road facing the west gate. As you arrive, Wilfred Lavendil stands at the gate absentmindedly, but notice from far away, once he locks eyes on you, he doesn't really take them off.
Where is Salix?
Salix, he's been unwell. He's just been in the infirmary.
We have caught the one who was impersonating me.
Fantastic news. He's going to jump down, clear the 10 or 15 feet in that small village gate, and land. He alive, too.
Show
Impressed.
off.
Yep, the party has returned with the bounty. As I was telling you all, as I was telling everybody, because we're great. The Unforgotten. Hashtag the Unforgotten.
Oh my god.
We'll hold a meeting.
How can we clear up this business with Monica?
Well, a town hall of short notice right away. We don't need but 2 or 3 dozen of our own citizens. The rest will be word of mouth.
And how soon?
I have lore legal. Will that help
Yes.
me understand this stuff? Cool.
Yes, because you are a bounty hunter. You know exactly.
Fuck.
You've been doing this your whole
But
life.
I don't.
You do have a hero point, though.
What does that do?
You can re-roll that.
Oh, okay. Sure. Eh.
There it is.
Eh. Eh?
Yes, that is the DC.
Hooray!
Hey.
You know just the kind of paperwork required to get somebody to confess to a crime. It's
Okay.
legally binding.
Mm.
They just have to say it on paper, and they have to say it verbally to anybody in power in the town that they do it.
Okay.
That's usually considered pretty great. And then you get someone to draw a sketch of their face.
Yeah.
How long before this can all happen?
Yeah. I will relay the information that he just said to Rune, but just kind of with that, like, I don't particularly know why I'm trying to stick my neck out to help this person, but here we are.
Yeah, so as you guys are walking towards the center of town, Wilford is just sort of
Mhm.
chatting with you guys about this. Quite impressed
Mhm.
with your knowledge of the law,
Mm.
Reika. This could happen
Yes.
by tomorrow.
Mhm.
It might take a
Tomorrow.
while for everybody to fully understand, though. But from what I gather, the town is mostly on Monica's side.
Hmm.
And believing her in this is
Perfect.
formality.
Please make sure that the process drags until tomorrow, if you could.
Are you the one who holds order here or maintains order?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm the acting captain of the guard, but I'm not a counselor, so if you have official matters, you should speak to them.
No, I merely wish to extend my services to aid you in retrieving criminals if we happen to be in the same place.
She does have a very long tongue.
Noted. Well, I thank you.
Mhm.
This is Wilford Lavendale as he's heading. And where into town are you lot headed?
I figured that we could probably go to the Cadence Keg and
Cadence Keg. Okay.
check on our friends.
Yep. Well, he'll lead you there and then get back to his own duties. But before he departs, he'll ask, where would you like to hold Calvent?
You are the guard captain. I trust your judgment.
We'll keep an eye on him.
Oh, very well then.
Very
I
well.
guess we'll keep an eye on him.
He just happens to be quite a slippery bastard.
Hmm.
That he is. Thank you, Wilfred.
Of course. And try not to kill him before I get a few swings. He's gonna
Yeah.
head off.
Buy me a drink later.
So you'll learn soon as you settle into Caden's Keg. Shavi has been stuck in a trance ever since she came into contact with that dragon-blooded Growlodon. Bryn Taith and Forvian Crow have been holding the fort. Forvian will tell you that he wanted to leave town as soon as Shavi was dropped off, and he had no intentions of staying in Breach Hill. He wanted to go back to his hometown of Cantaria, but see, plans have changed because it sounds like shit hit the fan. What do you guys want to do tonight?
I want to sleep in a bed.
Yes, you do have a room there. You can sleep.
So before we part ways, Rune will let everyone know the reason I wanted to keep an eye on our prisoner was that I didn't want him to be assassinated by his rival in someone else's care.
Yeah, no,
Let us make sure that we keep an eye on him, shall we?
Yeah, are we going to take watches? Are we going to just, stare at him all night? Because I got some stuff I'd like to get done at, namely drinking.
I have no doubt we all have things we need to do. If there's a watch that can be had, I'll really appreciative. I can leave Corvus here to keep an eye on him.
The Modica, the amulet, did you purchase it here in this town?
No, I purchased it elsewhere. And when I went to go find the merchant who sold it to me, he was gone.
Bit of black market. If Calmont's mouth is not bound and gagged, he is willing to speak. He wants to give you as much dirt on his old boss as possible.
Hey, Director.
Yeah.
I think you've got a new story from Calmont.
Ooh. Well, lucky for him, I have a whole lot of paper and pen and quill. Let's hear it, Calmont. Give me your life story.
We're gonna skip that.
Yeah.
But I'll give you my story of the day.
Yeah.
The Reliant Book Company. If any of you have a map, it's gonna look around condescendingly towards Rune.
Well, I have a map, but are we talking about of Breach Hill or of the surrounding area?
Breach Hill.
Oh, sure.
It's tied up.
I pull out the map.
He'll point with his crooked nose. Actually, I'll pull up an image if we don't remember what Calmont looks like. By the way, this stuff is not synced, these windows, so you can exit anything you'd like. It's not going to affect other people. You can also move it around. Calmont, while he's bound up in his chair, points with his nose over to a corner of this map. You guys should be able to see it in Breach Hill.
It's 13.
Reliant Book Company.
Yeah.
That's where Voz works. That's where she had me working when I first came here. Heard a rumor. She needed help. She needed an assistant. She told me she had no idea what lurked in that citadel, except for the elf gates. And I believed her. I risked everything you saw. I came up, did some cruel shite. And when I found out that adventurers were coming to manage the citadel, I panicked. I stole some of her spells, and I caused an attack. I thought it would scare the adventurers off. I didn't realize it was you brave lot, and now that takes us to when you found me. The epiphany I had was, well, Voz had been in the citadel this whole time. Neglected to tell me. I think she figured she wanted to see me risk my own life to see if I can clear the place out, but that was no good. So it appears I'm just a piece of shit to her. So if you can find her, if you could find evidence, and you can capture her, you can bring her to justice. I'll happily rot in a cell beside her.
Yeah. So,
Rolling perception for sense motive.
Yes.
Yeah, good idea. So you say Voz does.
As far as you can tell.
So you say Voz doesn't know what is in the citadel. You don't know what she was looking for?
Oh no, she knows.
She knows.
She didn't know what was lurking in the citadel, especially the higher floors. She told me she had not the slightest clue, but that tunnel and those notes, it means she was there.
Do you think there's anything at the bookstore that would indict her or would help our case to get her?
Piss on that, the notes in the crypt. that indicts her. But if she can't show her face in town again, if she vanishes without a trace, and all of the fortune to be found underneath the crypt, well,
Wait.
Who is
Fortune.
this?
Yeah, fortune. Is it like, are we talking real fortune or just like, I don't know, metaphysical fortune?
talking about the elf gates.
Oh, the elf gates.
Elf?
The elf gates.
Yes, it's an old gateway system.
What?
Can you describe them?
Well, elf gates were used by some of the older civilizations to, to be honest, to get around. They were teleportation gateways.
But the specific one, because there are multiple tribes of elves.
Oh, well, I mean, it depends on what the citadel was built on top of, really. I'd have to look at some of the history books of the area to figure that part out, which is why I wanted to come back here.
And who was this woman?
Apparently, she was a bookstore owner.
Yep. There's a bookstore in the town.
Yeah.
Do you,
My goal in returning here was to speak to Jarrell Black Tusk to see if he knew about her, figure out where this bookstore of hers was, and see if we could get back in. From there, look at her collection if it's still there, and pretty much just investigate in general.
I suppose that is my next question, was what drew each of you to the Citadel?
Oh, well, we were helping someone.
Because my question is whether or not there are pieces that I perhaps have that might illuminate what lurks within. But
Well,
Wait, if I might. What brought you here?
an
Almost says to
amulet
you. An amulet.
from the what are they called again?
Akuja?
The Kuje.
The Kuje.
Kuje elves. Elves. If Alceta's ring is live, as Voz predicts, and if her hypothesis is correct, well, perhaps the Akuje elves are not far. Should you get into the portal? She's very tight-lipped. She wouldn't tell me where she thinks they went, but perhaps they led you to these elves, wherever distant land they might reside.
Was there anybody else working with you guys at the bookstore? Like, if we go there now, what are we going to encounter?
Just me and Voz. But I'm willing to bet she skipped town when she heard of my attack. She told me not to do it. I didn't listen.
did you say Breachton had some part in all this?
Lemon breached him.
Yeah.
I don't suppose. In fact, Voz can hardly stand the guy. Seems like a bit of an arse, if you ask me. Well, town built after him. He didn't do anything. She thinks I'm a mad wizard, egomaniac.
I mean, all of that tracks with what I've seen.
It's a good story.
Do you
And
think
that's all he
Voz is
knows.
going to come out to kill you?
Sometimes, honestly, I kind of hope so. See, being tied up, surrounded by 100 wargs, and you wonder, death's coming just any minute now, but I just want to see her die too.
Might be pertinent to go back to the bookstore, guys. I don't know.
Let me go talk to Black Tusk. Anyone is welcome to join, of course.
I
Where's
want to
Black
go.
Tusk?
Right. Well, it is
Who is-
late.
who is
Actually,
Black
wait, no,
Tusk?
it's not. It's morning.
Black Tusk is a
Jorel Black
Local-
Tusk.
archivist wizard type.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Half-orc.
He runs the Breach Hill Archives, which is down in the south of the city.
He tends to keep late
Correct.
hours as it is, so I suspect he's awake.
We're actually at noon time because I forgot you guys are rested
Oh, well,
Um,
never mind.
in
We should
town. Yeah, bit of a night owl. But we're going to move into the investigation stage. You guys could go to the archives first. You could go to Vaz's old bookshop if you'd like. Does anybody have any downtime activities they wanted to do? Yes.
Yeah, I want to inquire about the Citadel, particularly who owns it, and what how the town is feeling, or who's feeling about ownership of it.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, ownership. Right. So you're going to want to find a counselor.
Yeah.
There are about 5 counselors, if you remember from that session. The government, you learn that it rotates counselors. So they're elected for 2-year terms. You have a gnome counselor.
Ooh,
Brittany,
yeah.
Sprizzlegig, if that's your first go-to, if you think you'll have better luck with her. Jorsk is very fond of Monica, but not really anybody else. And Greta Gardania owes all of you a favor for following up on the mission she gave you.
Yeah, she was the goblin, right?
No, that's one of the Bumble Brashers. That's Warbob Bumble Brasher.
Oh my god, these Bumble Brashers. All these Bumble Brashers.
Listen, all the Bumble Brashers think I'm like a god or something.
Blurs. So at some point, yeah, the director will seek out probably Frizzlegig, probably the other gnome counselor first. Yeah.
Okay.
And discuss with her about like who owns it technically now. Like he's gonna throw out some feelers. He's gonna try and estimate and see who else he'll need to talk to.
Yeah, so she happens to be alone in the town hall right now. Everybody else left. She stayed late to speak with you. They just had some meeting about rebuilding some of the old walls. Well, I suppose the Citadel was in such a state of disrepair that people beyond Breachhill must think it nothing more than a pile of rubble by now. If you found it to be in any workable shape, well...
Oh man, it's real rough up there. I saw it, like they did a number on it, and it really needs some rework and stuff. But I think with some time and with careful ownership, that it can be a place to be used again. I just think it needs a lot of TLC.
Well, I don't claim to know very much about Hell Knights, Trini will say, but I know there's quite a lot of rules and regulations when it comes to the hierarchy and property being bestowed generation to generation. If you happen to know a Hell Knight, they should be able to assist you.
Oh, that should not be.
Or
an
a
issue.
bounty hunter who happens to know illegal shit.
That should not be an issue.
Solid.
Yeah. Thank you. He'll thank her and kind of also slip in. Just this is an FYI. I'm thinking that a gnome owner, or we could really do something. I could really do something with it. Just a little thought in your mind. All right, I'll see you later. Have an egg. Bye. Like skip. It's a charm.
Excellent. Perfect. So what else? So remember the lead is there's a tunnel, presumably carved, that leads from Breachhill all the way to the Citadel. You know exactly where in the Citadel, but now you're realizing you don't know where in Breachhill. And where it ends might be a big clue.
I want to go check out that Reliant Book Company.
All right. Anybody else want to go with Monica?
Is that the bookstore that the woman owned?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. But before we do that, I want to do a society check to get a feel for, like, again, the history and let's see, the historical events that make societies what they are today. So how did that come to be there, and with the goblins, and any rumors or anything about what's in there right now, I guess.
Yeah, so you'll learn basically what the rest of the party knows is that it fell when the Hell Knight Order realized that they don't need it there. It was a bit of an embarrassment, so they kind of just wiped it off of their history books because Hell Knights really like to rewrite history.
Okay.
And sort of it's kind of just a blemish, and they willingly let it fall to ruin. Beast took it over, then it just became Hell Knight Hill as you know it. But interesting, you will know if you make a knowledge or a legal lore check.
Okay. Not my society check. 12.
I mean, you can make society check.
Okay, let me do that because I think that's
but
higher.
for a different thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So everything I told you.
Yeah.
Plus, it does belong to the Order of the Nail. The Order of the Nail still exists, and you probably could get help from a member of the Order of the Nail to make a claim of ownership on it, because often Hell Knights can claim something owned by a previous Hell Knight, because Hell Knights have the tendency to die a lot.
What is the Order of the Nail?
So that is a Hell Knight order of armigers and recruits dedicated to the god Asmodeus or Asmodeus, if you want to pronounce it. They are lawful evil.
Okay.
And they value glory and strength through pain and misery.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your goth knights.
Sounds like my 8th grade chemistry teacher.
I mean, listen, this true neutral bitch is just like, whatever.
A living shrug. All right, so the Reliant Book Company, anybody else coming along?
So Rune
I'd go with her.
Rune has a series of things leading up to the Reliant bookstore.
Okay.
He wants to go talk to Black Tusk first to learn what he can from Black Tusk about Vaz and the bookstore that he's aware of. While at Black Tusk, given that he's an archivist, Rune thinks that he's going to have some kind of historical reference as to how the Citadel connects to Breach Hill.
Okay.
And he will openly reference that he believes that there is a tunnel that connects the two. And then, so that's where the Reliant Bookstore line will merge with the other group. And then aside from that, the only other downtime he has is personal research into this new source of or variant of magic that he has run into.
Okay. Right. So does anybody else wish to travel to the Breach Hill Archives?
I did want to go to the Breach Hill Archives because of dragon stuff that I heard was there.
Oh, yes. And you also notice that Shavi's book is maybe not being watched under super careful eyes if you wanted to do it again.
Does Shavi still have it?
Yeah, because it was taken away.
Shavi's mug was taken away.
Oh, okay.
As a holy item of Caden.
When I go to bed, I'll think about taking it and looking at it.
There. So it's early afternoon, so Jorl is just now waking up. He'll open the shop doors to you. Who else is joining Rune? Monica.
Anyone else going to the archivist?
Are you doing shopkeeper and archivist at the same time, or is it?
I'm going with Rune for the archivist first.
Okay, then I'll go along with that.
All right. Well, hello, friend. How can I help you?
Hello, Joel. I have a lot of questions, actually. The first of which is, have you heard of Elf Gates? That then leads to the question of what was once under, or what was the Citadel built on top of? And then subsequently that leads to, is there any known connection or pathway via a tunnel between the Citadel and the city.
You know, you're fortunate that I have this obsession of mine. Come to the basement.
I know.
He'll lead you to a near sickening hoarding of paper documents. You see, this has plagued me since this head was full of hair. Everything I see, I tabulate, I demarcate, and I record. Well, turns out I've been here a long time, and while I wasn't here when the Citadel was first built, I've collected tidbits, and he'll pull a tome about half his body weight to lay on a nearby table in the basement. And he flips open to Hell Knight documents. Just looks like notes between a couple of construction workers and the main Hell Knight Citadel up in Vraid, in Varizia. Pouring through, this could take easily weeks to find relevant pieces of information, because a lot of this correspondence is about ordering food, setting up like payment, maybe a couple small drug deals happening on the side. It's just a lot of every piece of correspondence he ever could get a copy of between Hell Knights that sat up at Hell Knight Hill and in other chapters throughout Galarian. So that is going to take some work. But you know what? You can keep this. And he'll shut the tome. It's about 40 pounds. Oh, you're muted.
I can't carry that. Can I come back and take a look at it when I have time?
Of course.
Excellent. All right.
Considered your office.
So we'll put a pause on that part then. The next question is, do you know a Vaz and the Reliant bookstore?
Oh, Vaz. Why, did she do something bad?
Tell me what you know about her first, and I'll tell you my
Oh, I don't know anything about her. It's just that she almost put this honest orc out of business.
Did she?
Two bookstores, town of 1,000. The
Fair.
numbers just don't add up. I almost thought she was doing it out of spite, but I think she was just bored.
She was obsessed. Did you ever have much communication with her?
Not a word.
Not a word. All right. Where's the Reliant bookstore? Where can we find it?
Oh, it's up towards where we were.
Perfect.
It was up by Caden's Keg.
And I think my final question, Elf Gates. Do you have anything on Elf Gates?
Can't say I do.
Or the what was the name of the elves that we just heard of?
Yakuje?
Yakuje, yes.
Yakuje. I do. He'll pull out a book.
If you would be so kind as to set aside those books as well, and I'll be back to take a look at them later.
Are there perhaps any legends relating to this place? And a bird of prey and a dragon?
Well, dear, this sounds to me to be more of mythology than history. But this book, it might help you. They hand you a small book, not the tomes that Rune is going to be poring over, but just it's like a leaflet.
Okay.
And it says the Mwangi Expanse on it, and he'll hand it to you. You'll remember that as the southern continent.
Yup. Okay.
Vast unexplored jungles. And if you guys are heading out,
Rune, unless Monica wants to ask her question.
I am taking this pamphlet.
While he was asking questions, I was looking for books on dragons and seeing if there are any titles that I haven't read through already.
not really.
Yeah.
Some really, really boring ones. Some wizards strive for nothing more in life than to document the weight, size, and wingspan of dragons, and they consider that a life of adventuring. And so if you want to pour one of those, you can, but It's
No.
yeah, it's not
no.
a fast-paced read.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right. Well,
So on our way out of the building, as we're exiting the door, one last question, because I understand you are extremely detailed in who comes and goes from this city. When did Vaz arrive?
thought you'd ask. Short answer, she's been arriving and leaving for vacation, but she's been living here for at least a few years.
And when did she
Over
last
the law.
leave?
Let me check. The orc says, lets out a laugh and then looks up at you. He says, "This day ring a bell to you?" And he turns it over. You see Wilfred Lavendale writes a note saying Vaz left right on the day of the town hall fire.
And she hasn't
Which-
returned.
Not according to my sources.
All right.
That'll match up with Calmont's report that she got mad when Calmont said he was going to attack the town hall and likely fled. So you can expect her house to probably be abandoned.
Great.
Her bookstore.
Thank you, Archivist Black Tusk. Very much appreciated.
Remember to mind our secret.
Of course.
And he'll get back to his
Off to the Reliant Bookstore.
gnome-like obsession. Yeah, and as you make your way up the town,
Reiko will leave like the carcass of a small rodent as thank you.
And Monica will scoop it up and give it to the warg.
awesome.
But I will do it sneakily so
yeah,
that
I was gonna say I gave it to the dude.
yeah, no,
so rude.
I am totally gonna try to sneak that.
Chivalry's dead, guys.
Uh,
All
the-
right.
Yeah, can the director hook up
Yeah.
with them as they're doing that and because he wanted to go to the Reliant bookstore as well.
Yeah, so you'll as the party reaches the Reliant bookstore, the director's already there. And Moth, you've been awful quiet in all of this. Did you follow them to the bookstore?
Yeah. I'll probably be peeking, creeping around.
Yeah, well, now's a good time to be creeping around, though. I do suspect you guys have full legal access to this building because of the impending investigation, so subtlety isn't necessarily required.
Mhm.
However, should there be something on the inside, you might not want to be too loud.
I certainly planned on being subtle.
Right, so
I will
For what
check
it's
for
worth, I did
texts.
leave Corvus with why can I
Calmont.
not remember? Yes, Calmont. I can never
Such a-
remember his
yeah.
name.
All right, and as you approach the bookstore, it looks exactly as you would picture it. Nothing's boarded up. There's no moat surrounding it. It's almost looks like it's asking you to come in.
I'm definitely checking the door for traps.
Yeah, do that for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check the window and see if I can break in via like a back window or something.
Is that a thievery check or a perception check?
I think it's a perception-based check. Let me check my GM screen.
Do you think they have a Starbucks?
Also, when I scooped up the rat, I got an 18 for stealth. So I don't know
Wow.
if Reika
No.
saw
I
that.
think it's perception for
I don't think
Okay.
she would have been paying attention. Like, and I'm not. I don't care enough.
Mhm.
Plus, like, again, she just rationalized. Like, if she saw it, she'd be annoyed. But it's not like. But it's one of those things of like, if she turned her back and it's gone, it's like, that's just how nature works. The fit survives.
Nature be like that.
They should be
So-
like that.
The door's locked, but it's not trapped, as far as you can tell.
All right.
How about the window?
Oh, she didn't lock windows.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna.
We're still all at the front door like, man,
Log.
how do we get through this? This is
Where did Moth go?
I have no idea.
So
I've honestly stopped tracking Moth with any real urgency.
Yep.
all right.
Not
Well,
worth it.
somebody cover me. I will open the door. and I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
Yeah, somebody a little bit taller than me. Reika. Stand right here.
15 does it. And as you open the door, make a reflex save for me.
Yep. That's why I was checking for traps.
Yes. You jump in terror, but it's actually just Moth on the other side of the door.
Aww.
Hi.
Leading you to realize that
how'd you get in there?
Window.
Yeah, how'd you get in there, Moth?
The window?
I mean, in fairness, does it really matter? It probably wouldn't tell us anyway.
I want to keep my eyes out for any rats or anything so that I can try to teach Aldonis to hunt the rats.
Oh my god.
Because I figure he's big enough. And I'd help him if I needed to.
Moth,
Yeah.
could you look for secret little corners? You seem to be fairly good at that.
Yeah. And I'll slip back into the darkness.
Boone will do his best to just investigate the shit out of this place, particularly whatever office might actually exist.
I will be on the lookout for anything in like, any elven things or notes in because it also says that with society you can decipher writing that is in an incomplete or archaic form or a language you don't know with the downtime, which is neat. So if I see anything that seems tangentially related to what we're doing.
Yeah, so this is kind of a curio bookstore. It has really weird niche stuff. Almost kind of looks like a front, but that isn't quite so true because it has a merchandise section. Voss seems to be making do. It's not hard to live in Breach Hill anyway, so nothing in here is too alarming. It's sort of set up in 3 sections. So you have the main reading area, a merchandise area, and then there's also a door that says staff only on it.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, we opening that.
Yeah.
Check for traps.
Yeah.
What is it? Perception or theory?
Perception, I think, is what he said last time.
Okay.
Perception.
God, my
And
rolls
also,
are
if you want, put it in the dice tower, which is that little brown tower next to your dice. That way I see the result as a secret.
Ooh.
Add the tension. A perception of 14, a perception of 12.
We suck at like
Perception.
doing things.
Moth, Reika, you don't see any traps.
Yeah, it's fine.
Looks good. I'll try to open it.
All right. I'm gonna need a save.
What type of save?
Let's do
Moth saves.
Actually,
Sanity
this
check.
is just going to be an attack against you.
Ow.
Spikes come out of the door where they meet.
God.
17.
Monica breathes a slight sigh of relief and like, it's not me for once.
Yeah, you see like the spikes go through his body like.
Oh God.
Rachel will
Yeah.
like look over. I see we missed this section.
They're like,
It's
yeah,
very easy to overlook.
there we go.
Okay, so if it was 4d6 on a critical, is that
8d6.
okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Moth.
Ow.
Oh man.
So,
Get spit on.
so Ian, you just killed me, man.
No, can I
To
like
clarify, the door just killed you.
So technically, you killed yourself.
Can I
Yeah.
try to like Yeah.
How much was this? Let's tell the viewers how much damage he just took.
It was 73 points
Yeah,
of damage.
73 points
points
of
is what we
damage.
just saw on our screens.
Moth, I'll let you take this
Holy
one.
hell.
Describe the last thing that Moth will
Oh
describe.
man.
Yeah.
Aw.
So Moth is like coming up there being his normal creepy self, and you see this spike thing just flip over, and it just punctures every part of him that he just looks. I mean, he normally looks dead, but he's not moving as like this black, almost greenish goo starts to pour out from different orifices of his body, and his skull kind of cracks back to look at you. And he will say some deity in a mumble and say wept, and then be silent. And
I
still.
didn't get that
man.
last part. Did anybody get that last part? Shit.
And there's no way to save him?
Oh no.
No, that was an instant death.
Nope.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
massive damage. Like,
Oh, okay. So,
50.
because
Yeah.
like I think 5e allows you to like go to 0 and then you can like
Well,
stabilize.
no,
Are there no
and-
hero
But
points
if
to be
you
I think
get
there's
like
Yeah.
in every normal circumstance in 5e and in 2e, if you go below 0, you have some sort of death mechanic. But
Yeah.
in each game, there is also massive damage. So if
Yeah.
you take a certain percentage of damage, you just auto die, and there's no like death saving throws or nothing. And that's in
Yeah.
5e and in 2e.
Is there like a hero point that could be used?
Yeah.
For
re-rolling against
Or,
Well, no,
or
because
coming back from death.
I know you can't use a healing hero point to reroll because it was just an attack.
Yeah.
As
Can
to...
you use it like Spence did or was going to?
Well,
with the...
Spence, the other way to use hero points is to stabilize yourself if you're dying. Score
but you're
increases.
just dead.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And what was your health points?
28.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so it's more than twice his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His hit points.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
the
no,
rules
that
which
meshes.
are on like page 461 is you die
Okay.
instantly if you ever take damage equal to or greater than double your maximum hit points in one blow.
It very aptly hit all of the criteria for making this unavoidable death.
So I guess
Oh my
Mitchell,
God.
my next question was like, with our tie, did we care about each other? Like, what was the
So
deal?
you can make a
Like,
nature
would I
check
have
as a druid.
feelings?
I think we were in love at one point in time, and that love drifted. I went out for
Uh-huh.
cigarettes. I didn't come back to the kids.
Oh,
God.
you son of a
Dad
bitch.
Yeah, you
My
don't.
nature is bad. I'm just like, this is an ocean. I don't know what's going on other than like, fuck people.
Yeah.
I haven't seen trees in a while.
I feel like this is fitting.
All right, so guys, what do you want to do with this door?
God.
It's trapped.
Not to put light on the door. I'm a little less worried about the door. I'm more worried about the body of my compatriot that's attached to it at this point.
Right.
Guys, we need to have a moment of silence. Let's all just have a moment of silence right now for our very, very tragically deceased comrade here.
I will say a prayer.
Moth, you were
Oh my god.
you were a good horror creature friend. You were the best of us. You might have been some of the worst of us. Guys, if anybody wants to jump in with some memories right now, this would be the great time. This would be the best time.
Gone, but the unforgotten.
Oh, that's good.
I will say you are finally learning what it is to be human, and I'm sorry that was cut short.
Yeah. Mitch, sorry your character died after having a really deep role-playing experience.
I know,
with
right?
another
I'm
player
like,
immediately after.
what's compassion? Wham!
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I
Do
think the
feel?
message is don't.
This will all make sense when I am older.
Yeah. Does this one have a soul?
Meanwhile,
Oh,
like,
no!
Reika's just like, why
God.
would you want a Leshy to be human? That's my brain.
Like, you don't get it.
You don't have
The
to get it.
Rune won't say the Rune doesn't say anything. My question to Ian is: do we need to pry him away from the spike?
No,
We
his body is fallen from it.
So
Okay,
do we
all
also still need to disarm this door?
Um,
Probably, yes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
All right, I will try to disarm the door.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get his body parts.
Rune will use Mage Hand to pull the body of Moth away from the scenario.
Is
Okay.
there
I guess it's that.
I guess my question is, can I try to put him to rest in like a do I know druidic ways that
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, that is a
cool.
leshy. There's a ritual you can perform
Okay.
to treat the body.
Out of
as
curiosity, as I recall, Moth's quote-unquote head was pretty much a skull of something. Is that right?
Yeah, his
Yes.
whole body was a skeleton wrapped
Okay.
in vines and moss.
I will take his skull and put it on, like clean it so that way he can be honored among.
Oh, I love that.
Well, so Rune was going to pick up the skull himself, depending on the size of it. I wasn't quite. That's why I was asking.
I
What was
mean,
the
it's a
size?
small
small.
creature.
Yeah.
He just takes the skull and begins to attach it to his staff.
I like that one also. I like that one better.
Not morbid at all.
No, it's fine.
Fine,
but I'll take his femur.
It's got to look at me all the time now. Your
Wait,
staff
you
is
took
looking
Moth's
at me.
skull and attached it to Moth's staff?
Yes.
No,
Well,
what?
no, I attached to my staff, but we do grab his staff and hand it off to somebody.
Yeah,
That-
it
that is a
wouldn't
staff of
be. It
healing.
wouldn't be a party if we didn't rob our
His
friend.
Ben's
Yeah,
body.
of course.
Well, there were very
Exactly.
specific things I do know that Moth took.
Yeah.
There was 2 rings that he had.
But-
there was
but
the
the-
staff.
The one thing though, Smith, is that Reika would, be like, "Hey, let me, do the religious part of this before you take his body parts. We have to make certain the soul is at ease, and or I don't know.
The
can
real
go back.
thing is to ensure that he's actually put to rest.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Like he has to be free to return to nature. Then we can.
the moment you ask Rune to stop so he can be put to rest, Rune just kindly steps away, and all he says is, "My only request is that if I may, to have that skull."
I can understand.
You do what you need to, but if I'm allowed to, I would like that skull. Aside from that, there are some unique items that Moth took from the Citadel that I think would benefit us.
Yeah. There are power in the bones of our friends, our ancestors, our allies, and in keeping spirit. A piece of them can watch over you. I am amenable to this. And I guess while the door's being disarmed, she would do her thing. I imagine like there's probably like a blessing involving a small flask of like seawater or whatever, and a prayer involving like, as the tide rises and falls, so too do you return to ash and sea. I would say where she pours the seawater, like the bone specifically, like the blood and gore kind of washes away, so then it's like clean. And she hands the skull over to Rune, and takes like, I don't know, again, like the femur or whatever for herself to like put on like waist, and then like looks to anybody else expectantly, like bones. Yeah.
So that skull has the antlers on it, and it has the starburst shape deformity in one of the eyes. If you wanted to plant it on top of your staff, it would be pretty badass.
Yeah, he will make arrangements to do that. In the more morbid sense, however, there are 2 rings that Moth had taken from one of the crypts in the Citadel.
Yes.
So make sure to grab those and just do a detect magic to see if there are any other trinkets that Moth squirreled away.
Yep. So that was about it. He just had the doubling rings and the staff.
Okay.
The rings you'll learn are about combat. It's for it was like the swashbucklers of old lore. They would use them to fight with 2 weapons. So it probably won't be any use to you unless you wanted to sell it.
Wait. Swashbucklers, you say?
Yeah, it's like pirates gear.
Really?
It's a set of paired rings. They're actually linked together until you put one on, then the other one can release. Only if you wear them in both hands, and it allows you to. It gives you mechanical benefit to 2-weapon fighting, essentially. But one is a gold ring and one is an iron ring.
Okay. Would that let me use my shield and spear?
No, just for attacking.
Okay.
I think Monica would.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give it to me.
So for now, Rune just puts it in his
Well, no,
pouch.
Monica's not even paying attention to what's going on because she's
you're
trying to disarm the door.
Yeah.
But Spence is going, give it to me.
So, and by the way, Monica, you can't figure out this door. This door is an enigma, and
like I can
because you
see the
saw-
contraption, but I can't manipulate it the right way.
Yes, because every clue, everything that you were thinking of, you're like, oh, I'll just do this and it'll open. Moth did it and died instantly, so there's a feeling.
So I'm like
of
avoiding
terror.
that area while I'm trying to disarm
Is
it.
it possible to
And
help?
you can't find a way to. You could aid another if you'd like.
Okay, because I'm also trained in theory.
Yeah, we're super alike. We
Mhm.
just hate each other right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you're all like, "Hi, I'm the woke city person." All like, nature is great, but I'm gonna take all the things to be my best friends, and it's like, God, please don't put it back.
I can see how you would have that perception of my character, and I am
great.
not going to dispute it.
It's gonna be fine. But I guess my question though is it better to aid her or just do a separate thievery check?
My thievery is a +8. What's yours?
Okay, mine's 5, but maybe I'll get a better roll.
Yeah. So I will show you. I'll be like, so this is what I tried, and this is what I tried. You might have an easier time trying with that.
Nope.
Between the 2 of us, this door is
impossible.
It's a menace.
Yeah.
Something to be avoided as of now.
Um,
So, if we zoom out over the next about 5 weeks for the party, I take it everybody has a reason to be settled in here. You guys have a couple of things. You need to find a way to open this door. You need to figure out where the tunnel leads. The director you need to put on. You want to pursue ownership, so you want to speak to Alec.
Yeah, and I was trying to get ready for a play. Just FYI, guys, I might rewrite this whole Moth dying by a door thing. Just be prepared that this might get rewritten in the last edit. I'm not sure about this, but I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Having him die to the warg would probably be far more satisfying.
We'll do something.
So to figure out a way,
or at least less embarrassing.
A little bit, yeah. I love you, Moth. Looking at the skull I love you, Moth, but
yeah.
I'll do you good.
Some essence of him is still in there, but it's freed. This ritual, you'll learn, actually fixed whatever was making him a bitter, cruel person. Some injustice a long time ago that had long been forgotten. But he's still a little bit of a snarky asshole, likely, from what you glean.
Yay! Helping!
So to deactivate the door, it's uncertain. You risk death, and nobody else in this town is really good at anything like this. To play it safe, you can order a spell that will destroy the door. It's just a bomb. You throw at a door. The nearest door is removed from existence, leaving a clear path. You will have to order it, and it'll take a couple weeks to arrive. But so far, it looks like there's no trace of Vaz anywhere in the city. So I guess everybody just needs to sort of kill time until that arrives.
I am going to work with the local farrier and Rune, if he wants, to make a wheeled harness for Aldonis, and basically try to tame him as much as possible, but we go hunting out in the woods as often as we can.
Rune has crafting, so he can at least create. It's likely he can build it on his own.
Yeah, but like if we get help from the farrier, it would probably
Well,
he
he'll need
knows
materials
about
from
how
them.
to he also knows about fitting things to animals where it won't hurt the animals, and that's a big thing to Monica.
Oh, Rune's got Rune's taking care of a farm. He offers up that he's got nature.
So we learned that about you.
Yeah, you'll learn that Rune is he's actually kind of in like a Jean Valjean kind of way, like surprisingly strong, because he used to do a lot of manual work. You presume as a farmer, but he's still pretty crafty. So combining the intelligence and the work ethic, he can hammer out a lot of crafty gadgets if you need him to.
And then at night, I will read the dragon book that Shavi has.
I want to know about that pamphlet I picked up.
Yeah, so you learn more and more about the Mwangi Expanse. The Akuje elves live there. It is so far south that you surmise it would take, between scheduling, getting horses, and finding boats, it might even take as much as a year to travel there on foot. But the more you read about it, the more you think that maybe this amulet is trying to lead you back there, if that's where you were born. And if what Calmont says is true, perhaps is in fact a portal underneath Hell Knight Hill that'll lead you straight there. The other option is maybe it's not a portal at all. Everyone's getting their hopes up over nothing, and that amulet is just leading you to the dragon cultists, which you've learned it's a dragon cult that was attacking the Citadel as you arrived.
Okay.
Which has a bit of a connection to your childhood. You remember something vaguely similar when you were born and you first fled your tribe.
Weird. Okay.
And the goblins, if you want, will look into the tunnel. They'll find it leads directly to one of the taverns in town called the Pickled Ear. And upon inquiring, Roxy Den, the proprietor of the Pickled Ear, will spill everything, say that she was bribed to use a hatch underneath her restaurant by Vaz Lorraine, and didn't think much of it at the time, but now sees that it's pretty dangerous. So she's about as compliant as can be. And so the director.
Yes.
What are you doing over the next few weeks?
He will not only be negotiating the ownership of the keep, but he'll also be organizing some sort of performance at Cadence Keg, or the other. It was Cadence Keg that had the majority of the people in it, right? Or was that the one that didn't have anybody?
The Cadence Keg is the one that our friends had but didn't have anybody in it.
Okay.
The other one is where's the map? I got rid of it.
Was it Wizard's Grace?
Yeah.
Was it that? Okay. The Wizard's Grace then. Is there any what's the Great Dream House?
That's a place of healing.
Healing, okay.
It's a temple / place of healing.
The Pickled Ear is willing to give you extensive kickbacks if you wanted to have it there, as a sort of apology for accidentally aiding what might have been some serious villainy in town, letting Vaz use a tunnel that leads to underneath her restaurant.
I don't know how, I don't know if you guys want to try and persecute this person from the pickled ear. Legal wise, I don't know what we wanted to do with that, but if we kind of decide, we're not going to do anything with that, then he'll use that as the payment of their debauchery and put on the performance of the Great Unforgiven and their ultimate legacy of how awesome they are, which has a very touching finale.
Well, is
aria.
that
That's Roxy Den, the proprietor of the Pickled Ear.
Is persecuting Roxy something that really is in our purview? I mean, we can report that, yeah, she did this kind of sketchy thing, and then let the local authorities figure it out what they want to do.
We could do that.
Rune is inclined not to inform the local authorities about that at all, and just kind of keep it amongst ourselves.
I feel like it's not pertinent, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it then. That is where he'll do his performance of The Unforgiven, which he will market as a very great, the best play to ever hit this town. And I'll make some performance checks.
Right. Okay, good. So let's do a diplomacy check to gather information, but we'll use it in reverse as a diplomacy check to gather a crowd to perform at the Pickled Ear.
Yeah, that's better. Okay.
Good. We have a excellent performance, but do we have the audience? Can I get a diplomacy check to gather a crowd?
Yeah.
Or any other check that you guys think will be useful?
Yeah, guys, I just need you to plaster some of these signs everywhere. Just everywhere. Just on every effing window. Ooh, look at that.
Well, that would be acrobatics, but
Man. That word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I only spent 1 hero point. I'll mark that. It's a 2. There, I spent 1.
All right. Anything else before we wrap up the few weeks of downtime with this performance?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Reika would probably just be looking for bounties to collect or odd jobs or whatever to earn downtime money.
Rune will be looking to study this. Go back to Black Tusk and look through those books that he offered, while also researching the new spells that he seems to have access to. Trying to figure out where they came from.
Yeah. Well, as you delve deeper into it, leading up to this package finally arriving to open up the Reliant Book Company, I take it you've been studying a lot in the Breach Hill archives. And yes, you've started to speak to yourself a little bit, or you'd catch yourself as you're speaking to yourself, you'll say something completely backwards by accident, not even word for word, phonetically fully backwards, and then you'll wake up starting to feel headaches on one specific hemisphere of your brain. You start to feel sort of like there's a second you inside. That's about it. That's about all you can find. But this innate magic is undisputed because you can repeat the results. So something's here to stay.
So there's a new obsession. That's fair.
Yep.
The archival stuff in terms of what was the Citadel potentially built on top of, the knowledge of the Yukaja?
The Yakuja.
Yakuja.
Ekujae.
And the Elf Gate. And then what keeps him up at night is continuing to do the occultism research into the vial and its blood or liquid.
All right, and I think if everybody has,
I forgot that one thing that I wanted to do is like every couple days I will be going to check on Salix and just making sure he's okay.
yep, perfect. So now we'll lead up to about the present. It's been about 5 weeks of downtime. The package has arrived, but everybody's running a little bit late. You have to get to the Pickled Ear for the director's performance.
Mm-hmm.
One last comment. It would have Rune would have done his best to create the harness for her pup.
Oh,
Aldonis.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Yep. I'll probably crunch the numbers on crafting over the week. But go ahead and give us a little rundown on what the story's like.
Okay, so the director took some stuff from the keep. He used some of the sigils and some of the banners of the Order of the Nail, and he used that as decoration and backdrop for a lot of
Alec
this.
helped you.
Yes, Alec helped me because he's awesome, and he managed to convince and pay under the table a couple of local actors to come and fill some roles and play some of the parts, and what you have is a beautiful 3-piece play of their excursion out to the Citadel, and Monica being framed for this horribly unjust thing with Calmot and Vaz as these evil villains, and then this unforgotten group, clandestine, told by the stars, and destiny is with them, goes to this keep and restores order and with the goblins' assistance and the heroicism of Shavi, who is still injured and still, MIA, and Salix as well, and all these, great adventures in all this. And he does culminate it, unfortunately, with the as the last song, the last movement is them returning gloriously with captured Calmont and Vaz being, kind of temporarily, put aside or, cast away. Upon their return, they encounter a horrible monster of this beast, this great beast that was he writes it as that this beast was going to continue to terrorize the town if not one of them were sacrificed, and this is where he will finish Moth off epically as the greatest, of them all, the sacrifice to keep this beast at bay from the town forevermore. And it leaves it a beautiful aria, and that's it.
Excellent. People throw rotten fruit at the actor or Visage playing Calmont, and then they throw roses at everybody else. About a tenth of the town to a quarter of the town arrived. They had to open up the double doors because it was the first day of spring now. People just kind of piled up, but people crying and then chanting the name of the Unforgotten at the end, towards the stars, but also the people that it's about. As you guys sort of convene for the end of the night, I take it you're about to head over to the Cadence Keg.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to collect my roses. Get me all my roses. Thank you.
So
the director's eating this up. This is what
head out into the late air. It's just barely spring, so now we're starting to see more of Breach Hill in its beauty. You guys got about the ugliest part, but somebody stops you right away. Not an attendant.
Rika, I want to imagine, as we're walking out, with the director, Rika's just that was an adequate telling of the...
Oh, thank you.
And then that's when we get interrupted.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, before you, you see a very dark-skinned elf with these particularly bright green eyes looking at you with these white dreads that kind of hang down around his shoulders. His shoulders are exposed with this very elegant but professional-looking black robe as he looks to specifically the director and says, I want to ask you a question or two about the Scarlet Triad.
Scarlet Triad!
And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
Every
so
single
many
time.
emotions. Yep, every time.
I can't
No
believe I
fail.
took 76 damage.
Damn.
That
I really
was
did.
right.
That wasn't. Yeah, that was instant.
Oh man.
Wow. I have never, I'll be honest, in all my years of gaming, I have never seen a death happen so quickly and suddenly as
I
that.
know, right?
Rare
hell.
that this happens now. Like you
Yeah.
don't hit, there's so much mechanics to death now that it's like not a one hit thing.
Mhm.
This has been some time that I've had like a one hit like nope, you're
Yeah.
gone.
Well, like that's why I was so surprised because I'm just like, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't make.
I know, right?
I'm gonna die.
No, it's something about Pathfinder and traps, because when I used to run the War of the Crown, there was one trap, and I was running multiple groups through this thing. There was one trap that would auto kill at least 1 or 2 people. It's like Pathfinder's just like, you know what? It's time to purge the party. This is about the good time. Let's throw in a trap.
Oh my god.
I mean, I feel bad too because I didn't have a chance to really get invested in Moth just
I
yet.
know. I
wasn't
was.
sure how
I
to
was.
feel.
His arc was like slowly starting to blossom.
Yep.
Yeah.
I waited for a sprout to just stomp
Blossom.
it out.
I know, right?
I-
Like,
So bad.
Well, like, and yeah, like I wanted to know like how I should be feeling about this weird, thing, but like obviously, like,
All right, Mitchell. So do we get to hear the arc of Moth now, or is that going to
Yeah.
be or is that going to be saved for a short rest?
oh man, you know what? Let's save it for a short rest. Give
definitely
something
save it.
tantalizing for
I like it.
people,
I
and
like
I
it.
think
All right.
we'll like
so
ask some other people on to talk about.
We'll announce on the Facebook page when our next short rest is going to be.
And just
I like
know what is dying.
Yep.
You know,
So that, I
eternal.
think that's it for us tonight, everybody. Thanks for watching. I had fun throwing so much chaos
Thank you, Ian.
at everyone. You guys did excellent. Level 3 is somewhere on the horizon. I
Oh
can
my
assure
gosh!
you.
How dare you say level 3 and
I
not
know,
just
right? I
say
was like,
you have it?
Oh no! I'm dangling that on a stick. You're not done. You're not done suffering yet. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors again, Fantasy Grounds by Smiteworks. Go to their website, fantasygrounds.com. You can use and do everything that I just did. They also have rule support for D&D and like literally dozens of other systems. Also, shout out to the Only Sheet. They give us an Excel-based spreadsheet that you can manage characters with. If you look at Mr. Smith, he's managing Rune using the Only Sheet. It is super nice and super automated. You have to have Excel for it though, but go to theonlysheet.com. They have a new version and they support, I think, multiple systems as well, at least Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition. And also Michael Gelfi on YouTube for some music. And for closing, let's start with Spence.
So I'm Spence, and you can see me here several days a week, and I'm also on the Resonant Moon Twitch page. But for this Twitch page, if you've liked what you have seen and all the other games that we are going to be hosting, right above my head is the subscription button, so you can click on that and help us maintain the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, then right below my friend Alex there is a subscribe button, and you can hit that and hit the little bell, and you'll get notifications of when new videos go up. Additionally, tomorrow one of our players is doing something amazing with Star Wars. Isn't that right?
Yep, and then we'll go to Alex.
Oh Lord, no. I am Alex. Thank you everyone for watching. Had a great time. Yes, tomorrow is my Star Wars game. We start at 7:30. Go to whenever. Totally come and watch. Star Wars is a lot of fun. Edge of the Empire.
All right, and Mr. Smith.
Hello, I'm Mr. Smith. You can always catch my musings about cybersecurity, psychology, and scotch at IamMrSmith.com. Ian, I want to thank you for a fantastic game. I look forward to us chatting about this throughout the week.
Yeah, a lot of catching up. We covered a lot. And Jen?
Hi, I'm Jen. I am Savage Pharaoh on the internet. I want to thank Ian also for a fantastic game, and thank all of you guys because, like, oh, I finally made it! Yay! I run savagesparrow.com. It is an awesome website for nerdy apparel and accessories. We are running a promotion right now for the canceled conventions. If you enter code NERGLEHUGS, you get 10% off your entire order. So spread the love and go check out the site. Thank you.
And Mitch, take us out.
Like you took me out, right? With a straight spike to the face.
Too soon.
Don't take us out that quickly.
Too soon.
Y'all just better watch your doors, okay?
We're wearing your phones. It's like honor or something.
So yeah, thank you, Ian, for just massacring my character just as he was about to feel. And what's funny, it was right after I sent him like some of the stuff I wanted to do with Moth during downtimes, which included trying to figure out more of this compassion stuff from other humans by using illusionary disguise to look like a human.
Yep.
So he was gonna go find love and see if he really had a soul.
He did, because he died. We learned.
Yeah, it was still definitely. So I mean, obviously, thank you, Jen, for hopping in. Of course, you're the equation that inevitably led to my destruction. But you know, it was perfect. But yeah, thank you, Ian, Fantasy Grounds, Only Sheet, and everyone else who has made this awesome stuff possible. Definitely come by tomorrow, because I tell you, it is the best Star Wars game I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
Come every Monday, because then you can watch Cult.
Yeah.
Definitely watch our cult game. Definitely watch the cult game.
Yeah.
You can
Oh my
pass the
God.
Star Wars game.
Yeah, but Star Wars is much
talk
better.
about people dying in game. Our freaking cult game.
Cult? Yeah, but no one dies, right?
Yeah,
Everyone,
we
it's
just
fine.
get,
it's fine.
horribly scarred forever.
Yeah, we'll get to see
Place
if Hans
that
is
totally
alive.
Won't be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hans looks
had
pretty dead to me.
Hans had better be alive. Otherwise, I'm going to raise him from the dead and kill him again.
And that's perfectly okay in the cult game. Like,
Yeah,
that would be the
and
thing to do. Okay.
Black Madonna, there's this page if someone wants to resurrect. I'm kidding. So yeah, thank you everyone, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, probably.
Woo.
Watch them doors.